I don't know, but my spirit is telling me I should introduce y'all, so I just will.
Come
So,
on, bro.
um, these are my friends. This is Roper.
Yo,
In my iPhone, it made me update it to Super Roper.
Okay.
respectfully.
And
Yes, sir.
so Super Roper is a really good friend of mine. He's a really, really talented fashion designer and creative director. He's really, really creative. He's really, really good at like making something out of nothing. And you know, he's he made this drip shirt in August Alsina wore it, and he sold a lot of those. And you know, from there he's like built on his momentum, and he like, you know, designs clothes for Floyd Mayweather and Rick Ross and French Montana, and he's done stuff with Post Malone. And you know, he's currently like working on this big deal that I'm coaching him through, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm excited about it. And this is Roper.
For sure.
And this is my friend Deputy. Deputy is really, really creative as well. Very, very talented. We'll talk about it later. But Deputy is a really, really talented producer. And lately, his latest hit is "On My Mama" by Victoria Monet. And he's done records with Rihanna. He did the bitch better have my money. And you know, but he's worked with J. Cole, and Wale, and there's a lot of artists on there that I was actually surprised by, like huge artists. But he's super, super talented, and he's super smart. And this is my friend Deputy. And you guys have had the pleasures of
We've been around.
yeah, talking to Facet. But Facet is, if you guys haven't picked up so far, is also a talented designer, and you know, as we talked about, has sparked and created a lot of the Instagram models' careers, and from that spawned his own lingerie line that is doing really, really well. And these are my friends. And so I would like to start by asking Roper and Deputy, are you guys single?
No, I'm not. I'm not even in the game. I'm out the game.
So what does that mean?
I'm not single.
So you got a girl?
Got a girl.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Why you say it like that?
Because you had me kind of like explain what that meant. So you said you're single, you're not single. I said I'm not single.
Nah, but you said it in a way where it was like a bad thing to not be single. Well, it sounded.
Oh nah, I'm just
You was
saying,
like, I'm out the game.
Yeah,
it was like,
I'm not,
it was like,
yeah,
it was like
it's
the
not-
drug game. It was like, nah, I'm out the drug game.
Not like that. It's just a lot of crazy things happening, you know, in these streets these days. So
Oh, yeah.
you know, I say that in a great way, you know, to say like, yeah, I'm out the game. Like I'm not in these streets. I'm
No,
good.
good. How
That was
long
a good
y'all
way.
been together?
Probably like two.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So how did it start? Like, did you guys meet out here in LA?
Met out here. Yep.
So what she do?
She's a creative herself.
You're from out here?
I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yep.
So she's a writer, she's a producer, she's a singer.
She's a creative.
Okay.
He's doing his investigation, trying to narrow it down.
No, it's not like investigating.
like,
Let me tell you. I want to help people, you know?
Okay.
And I feel like a lot of people aren't in relationship. You know what I mean? Like, and they're having a hard time. They want to be. I feel like there's people out
Are
there
you
that
in a relationship, Roper?
I'm not in a relationship right now.
Okay.
And my reasoning for not being in a relationship is a combination of things. One being, while attempting to date, I find a lot of people haven't done the inner work on themselves. And when that surfaces in my book, I find it difficult to see the long run in it. Like, I can't find myself in a driver's seat and my passenger don't have a destination. You know what I mean? Like, where does this end? You know, how are you supporting?
You saying your passenger has to have a destination?
Yes.
No, I'm not saying right or wrong. It was just kind of like a thought. Like, if you're in the driver's seat, I might be definitely thinking about my destination and kind of like you're coming with me. But you're saying the passenger has to have their own destination, or like,
they gotta. I mean, I'm only assuming they got to be intentional about what.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
They got to be
yeah,
intentional about their life.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The destination, we might end up in the same place, but you got to have an understanding of why you're going there, how you're going to get there. Even if your destination is to support me and my dreams,
right?
you need to have a full understanding of that. And if some people don't know themselves enough to even be able to support someone else's dreams.
Right.
Yeah.
Word.
That's big time, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, so that's why I asked you, because
Yeah.
and that's why I was asking questions about it, is because like people are really like trying to figure out like what's the formula to like getting in a relationship. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
like, you know, Roper, like I happen to know and talk to him about his experience with women and like, you know, being kind of like in the industry, you're around a certain type of women. And so like, you know, in his experience, he's just meeting a lot of women that are like in that fast paced life and haven't really figured it out and kind of like, you know, are having to have like these hits of dopamine and like
So-
outside affirmation and don't really know who they are as a person.
Word.
And like you know, I just know because I kind of like talk to him and he, you know, we talk about like the, you know, people not, he did so much inner work on his own self that he's expecting another finished product, you know what I mean? Like, cause he feels like, you know, so I'm just like, when I'm asking those questions, that's why I'm
Yeah.
asking, because I'm like, yo, like people want to know, like,
Nah,
yo,
you know what it
so
is?
did-
Nah, it was. Yeah, you came out the gate with a fastball.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and they caught me
Like,
off
welcome
guard. I was
here.
like, wait, oh,
So, are you in a
know what I mean?
relationship?
Like, it
Nah,
was,
we-
it was
and
right
who
out the
is
gate,
she?
but I mean, I get it. I think for me, I've been through many experiences, right? And I feel like I've been through relationships where I felt like women prepared me for the next relationship, right?
Mhm.
And I
We
feel like
appreciate that.
Wait, take it real slow on the
We
next things you
appreciate
say.
that.
You
Keep
know what I'm
going.
saying? Yeah. So, and I feel like along my journey, I've also prepared women, right, for their guy, because, you know, sometimes you meet people and you're not emotionally, that their emotional intelligence aren't on the same level, right? And, you know, as a creative, as an entrepreneur, you know, when I was coming up, you know, in my relationships, they would always be like, yo, I'm not available. And I'm like, yo, I'm here. What are you talking about? Like, I'm here. But as I got more experience, I understood what they was talking about. Like,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
wasn't present.
I wasn't present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So getting that experiences, I can like see in a woman like, oh, you're not present, or your mind is over here. You know what I mean? And you know, whether or not she's worth it, you know, I'll do the work, you know, to show her. And if it don't work out, now you know what a man that's present looks like.
Yeah.
So I've been through all these experiences, you know, and you know, I'm at the stage in life where I've done everything. You know, now I'm intentional with where I'm at. You know what I mean? Which is what, you know, like I'm intentional. So are you intentional as well? And you know,
So for a guy that's looking to meet his mate, like, you know, and a girl to like really settle down, like where did y'all meet? And what was it like if you was telling another guy that was looking, like, where do I look? How do I know?
well, I mean, to be honest, I wasn't really looking because, all right, so we have a history in terms of years, but it's only been official for like 2.
Okay, so
You know what I mean?
there's somebody.
So, yeah. So I can't say we were intentional when we met. You know, we dated, and you know, one thing led to another, and as you grow, and as you know, share experiences with somebody, you grow. You're either gonna go closer, or you're gonna go away, apart, or you know, you're gonna figure it out. So our paths just led to this. All right, what are we doing? You know, so yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I just went on vacation and there were like married couples, there was single women, there was single males, you know, and I found that to be like we didn't really do like a lot of activities. Like it was like a lot of like chilling on the beach, chilling in the pool, and there was a lot of convos, and majority of the convos was like the single girls and dudes kind of like trying to figure out one if they could hook up on the vacation.
Word.
I seen a lot of that, and I
Word.
also seen like they were talking to the married couples like, how do I be in a relationship like y'all, you know, because like some of us have been together with they wives for like 10 years, 7 years, 15 years, so they was asking. And so like now that's like, you know, as I'm coming off a vacation, it's just like fresh on my mind, like
Yeah.
and like there's a couple people that are really close to me that are like, I'm like in their journey, in their search, and in their convos of like how it's going with certain girls or certain guys, and it's like it's such an interesting place because I just recently learned that there's a large population of girls that don't want to settle down, and I didn't know that. I actually got to talk to a few of them now where it's like they're like, well, I got options now, you know, because of how the world works now. You got social media, you got like all these dating apps, whatever. And so they're like, I mean, why would I get in a relationship when I could have like what Roper was talking about earlier that we couldn't talk
Yo,
about
that
on
was
here.
nasty work,
But
bro.
like,
Wait.
I
Right.
wish you was here,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Why
yeah.
did
We
you
just
that
said
part?
the story
Yeah,
until
yeah.
you
It
got
was just
here.
a story. Camera wasn't rolling.
Yeah, it
and
wasn't
And
that's
it just
wild.
couldn't be on
basically,
camera? All right,
basically
never
one of
mind.
the girls
All right.
was talking about like
It
she got like
cannot.
numerous guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like girls this is not in specific to this girl, because like there's like a lot of girls like her. It was just the one that told y'all what was going on. But like they got they different guys. Like one is like, and maybe
That's a
even
lot of
more than
girls.
one of them is the sponsor. Like they might got one doing 2,000, 3,000 a month. This one they just like, you know, and they like kind of got these options, and they like, why would I give that up to like get, because they're not like really like forward thinking, where they're kind of like, I tried it a couple times, waste of time. They looking at it like a waste of time. Like I don't really want to lock in with somebody in my 20s when I could be going to Turks 1 week, you know what I mean? Like wherever 1 week going, you know, and like they just like, yo, and I didn't know that. But it made sense when she told me. I was like, oh shit.
So no offense to any of those people. I wasn't on that trip, so I don't know any of them. But when you think about a person that thinks like that, right?
Yeah.
Specifically, they're refusing to focus on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone that is refusing to focus on one thing now never obtain or receive or achieve the knowledge or the experience of being able to be someone's partner. We're talking about women who wants to be a wife that never learned how to be a wife.
Yeah.
You don't look for a relationship. You seek to become the person you want to be with, so that when you meet that person, you can meet that person exactly where they are. And that's why a lot of relationships don't work and a lot of things don't sync up. Like for instance, like me looking for someone who I became the person I want to be with.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wait,
now I
wait,
can't
wait.
find the person I want to be with.
I know I'm supposed to say pause right there, but keep going.
Well, I mean, I mean it in a inner work type of way.
Keep going.
You know what I mean? Like I want to be with someone who has a career
Right.
that is healthy mentally, that's healthy physically, that's focused, that's
It's kind of
dedicated.
interesting though, because there is an aphorism that opposites attract.
So I've met those people, and that's kind of like the situation that I was speaking of as far as like my ex / best friend.
Mm-hmm.
She's very opposite of me.
Okay.
And it's extremely difficult for her to pick up any of my like I don't even know how to say it, like morals or
Is she from
Yeah,
somewhere else?
Principles and codes that you live by.
yeah,
and,
it's
like,
is she from
extremely
somewhere else?
difficult.
disciplines.
She's from California.
Okay.
I mean, I also think too is it could be a generational thing too, you know, and also depends on where they at, you know, in life. Like you just explained, you know, they have social media. Shit, I can only imagine if I was, you know, at that age, you know, and I had, you know, the pick of the litter where I didn't even have like before you had to do the work to go meet somebody.
Right.
Now
go
you don't really have to do work at all. It's like it's right at your
Make
fingertips.
that page look good.
Exactly.
I
you know what I mean?
literally
So-
just had this conversation the other day. I said, we were talking about relationships, and I said, do you think it's easier or harder to be in a relationship nowadays? Because I don't know. I imagine everybody here is in their 30s. So just imagine just something that you've seen in your lifetime. I really, in my lifetime, in our house, had a rotary phone. And then I seen that switch to a digital phone. Then a cordless, someone can be on the other line. But there was a time where 3 of the neighbors didn't pay their phone bill. That whole house didn't have a phone. So that you couldn't be like, where are you at? I called you a million times. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember when voice machines came where you could leave a voice message with the little tape. You know what I'm saying? So certain things that's like common now that somebody is going to want in a relationship, maybe to be checked in all the time or you to be off social media. It wasn't no social media to be off of. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, and like you said, there was one time, that's why the thought made me come to my head. I was like, at one time, I knew where the finest girl I knew was. Like, damn, the finest girl, like I was imagining I was in high school, but it was like the finest girl I know goes to Paramount High. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like a thing. But like Instagram, it's like, and a finer girl might be the finest girl I've seen today. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's definitely tougher nowadays. It has to be. I mean, I'm not single and I haven't been for a while, but I would just imagine that it's just tough now. I was watching something the other day where they was like this girl was having to explain to other girls that you shouldn't like compare your experience with like other people's experience. And they were talking about like, oh, well, you know, like if a certain, like if you got, like it was a girl and her dude was kind of like a little litter than her dude, you know? And it was like, they was explaining to each other like, yo, you know, like just cause he did this, don't expect him to do that. And it's like, dang, that's gotta be like a tough place to live in and compete in.
Yeah, she looking at you know how their experiences look, and she might want it for want that for you're right.
But that's actually kind of weird though, because like a person changes. For instance, you know, if
that's also very fucked up and corrupted to think, because if that was switched over.
He said fucked up and corrupt.
No, let me
Like,
tell you.
I mean,
Let me explain.
it
Right?
happens.
It be
So,
happening.
but look. Listen to why it's fucked up and corrupted to think that way. So, Neiman got the AP. You know what I'm saying? I just got my chain. It was actually gifted to me. He got the chain too, right? So he pull up. If my girl like, oh, why you don't got the chain? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why you don't got the watch? Like, that's fucked up and corrupted, because I'm like, yo, like, why your ass not that fat? Why your titties not that big? And then I'll be a sick fuck, right?
Right.
Nah, they'll be on you like, oh, you know.
That's fucked up to say. If like she'll feel like that's fucked up to say, but I'm saying like,
I feel like, okay, people also have different like variations of how they are in life. Like for instance, a couple of years ago, I might have really been like down to go to the club. And then a person like, yo, you want to go to the club right now? I'm like, yeah, nah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But imagine I was in a relationship for 4 or 5 years and the pictures you saw, videos you saw was, oh, when you was with Tiffany, you know what I'm saying? You was at the club, y'all was going on vacations, and I'm just like on some homebody shit right now, but I'm really into you. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people, when you are a public figure, I think it's period. But when you're in the public, they know what you did before, but you don't quite know what they did before. You know what I mean? So it's like if I brought you a car and I'm dating you, right? I brought you a car and now I got a new girl and it's in the public. She's knows I brought my last girl a car. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I'm saying in the public eye, you know what I'm saying? Like, but in that kind of way, people take people out all the time. They take a lot of pictures. Oh, you used to post your last girl. Now you got in a relationship with your new girl. You don't post her as much as your last girl. Did you change? Is she not as cool as your last girl? You know what I'm saying? Like, type of shit. Are you trying to keep her on the low? I think it's like a comparative thing when you're in a public relationship. Always, like forever. Like when Rick Ross got with that new girl, they was like, it's time for her to be on the jet. It's day one. It's time for her to,
and how
but
can
the last girl was on the jet.
How can you not expect people to change and to learn from their last mistakes?
That's what I was gonna say too.
That last,
like, damn, I'm not gonna do the same thing I did last time.
And
that
had no
fucked me up.
choice. He had no choice but to go through the humility of breaking up with her.
But you gotta kind of like learn from your mistakes publicly, but also not let it change you, because publicly there's a scale. If you get in a relationship and you let that change you, you're gonna be scolded in the public. If they like, yeah, oh yeah, that last bitch treated him crazy, so that's why he treating her crazy. They like, nah, you gotta go straight clean, bro. You can't treat her crazy because the last girl treat you crazy. But on the opposite end, they'll be like, you didn't learn from the last girl that treated you crazy? You know what I'm saying? So it's like a fucking seesaw.
Yeah.
Publicly, it's like, you know, when you get in any relationship publicly, they're gonna scorn you of why, how, what, how, why, who, and what you doing. Especially if you give the audience the ability to judge your relationship. So if you tell them we on a boat, we on this, we on that, and then you go 3 months and we ain't seen nothing with you on the boat, they're gonna be like, oh, these niggas fell off. They probably mad as fuck right now. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you told us.
Lesson. Keep your shit off the public, bro.
If you wanted to last.
Everything ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Even if you are doing it, maybe zoom in, maybe crop some things out. Everybody don't gotta know the full story. You can feed them doses of it so that they can see how you doing and how you living, but everything ain't for everybody. So
that's a fact.
Keep that shit private.
Would you be mad if somebody really? Would you be mad if somebody really slid in your girl's DM and she entertained it? And I'm saying, being for real, like,
repeat the question.
Would you be mad if somebody really fly slid in your girl's DM and she entertained it? And I'm just saying, being for real. There is some people that's really fly, like a fucking Prince of Dubai or some shit, like slides in your girl's DM and this is the real Prince. And he's like, yo, you fine as hell and I want to bring you out to Dubai. And she writes him back. Would you be mad?
I don't even think they gotta be fly. What you mean? Like,
Nigga definitely not having it. Nigga, don't text back.
Like if you entertaining something, you know, all right, cool. That's what you want to do.
You don't think there's nobody that it's like, I understand why you wrote them back. Like, damn, I would have wrote them back in your position. Maybe I wouldn't have went. You didn't go to the dinner. You didn't go to the hotel. But damn, I would. Damn, that is them in your DM. If you being
real with yourself, you know, if you have a moment of, you know, just being real, like if blah 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 DM me, you know what I mean? Yeah. But at the end of the time, but at the same time, like. From the surface level, bro, that's the surface level.
But no, we was talking last time that these girls might have 4-5 basketball players DM them in a day. And they look them up and this dude worth 200 million, 50 million. You know what I'm saying?
Man, well, then go be on their roster.
But would you think that it's bad for them to be like, nah, I don't want to entertain them, but it is... let's just say somebody that's important. I mean, I don't want to say.
Why is it bad to not?
I mean, it is.
To not entertain them is bad to not entertain.
I don't want to just say somebody's name and just like make it like they
were
just.
Hold on.
Okay. Wait. I'm not saying it like this person. I'm not saying like this person DM somebody. But let's just imagine. I'm saying somebody that's like vastly like, damn, that successful. Motherfucker's the man, cool. And not just successful, like the man right now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to figure out why you saying is. You said something. About
first, they're going to open the DM.
You saying why is it bad for
them not to respond? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Okay,
I'm asking why.
Okay, Shannon Sharp DMs him. He might not be trying to holler, might not, but he's the like the man of the hour right now. You would imagine they would open the DM, right?
Okay.
Okay, so the average nigga's DM, they might not open because he's Shannon Sharpe. He got through level 1. All right. Level 2, he says something like, hey, you in California? She write him back or don't write him back.
Okay.
It could be business. It could not be, right? No, this is for real because it's very important people write you. And the girls think to themselves like this, like you just said. I might want to know this person later. They might have a connection for me. They do often think that the person might have a modeling gig for them, or they might want me in their video. I promise you, it's a million things they thinking in their head.
All right, yeah. All right, once you put it like that, from that perspective, if I'm being real, I could see from that perspective.
So now you're bringing your girl around a bunch of different people that are known. I'm just saying they know. And they might be sliding in your girl's DM and they're known people. Should she not answer them? Answer them and be like, why are you in my DM? Like, how would you expect her to go about that? That's what I'm wondering.
I think there's a level of transparency that needs to take place.
It's RD.
I like that
I was about to.
I like that answer. I like that
I was about
answer.
to say
There's
that.
a level of transparency that needs to take place.
Okay.
So how does it need to be? Like,
Right.
Shit.
she need to be like, babe.
Hey, yo, yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
He responded, right? He sent me a message, right?
Right.
I'm trying to get this popping or whatever
Right.
the goal is, right?
Right.
How do you feel if I
That
interact?
sounds like the correct
You know what I
answer.
mean?
I
Like,
have literally
yeah.
talked to girls too on some real shit. Talk to girls because you know in the industry that we're in that this girl is popping and someone slides in her DM and they are flirting with him, but they're honestly also saying, "I want you to be the lead in this video, and I'm about to connect you with Sarah, who's handling production." But I am on some flirty shit right now, and I'm just saying, being for real, there's kind of ways to like, damn, that nigga is being funny right now. Do you write him back or do you not write him back? But you know what I'm saying? But it's still kind of like business in the like business that we're in. You may never talk to that person, but they might say, damn, you was looking real fine in them last pictures that you posted. Are you available on the 27th? I'm shooting my video. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
That sounds tricky.
that's how niggas write you in the DM. Tricky. They don't write you straightforward. I won't say who, but one nigga wrote.
Yeah, it just goes back to what I'm saying.
Go back to like, bruh, you gotta, you know what I mean? If that's the case, I would expect my girl to be like, hey, such and such, you know, and it just depend on what your girl do. You know what I'm
What's her
saying? Like,
occupation?
what is
If
what
she's
like?
a
Because it
fucking
might
nurse,
not even.
no, you're not going.
Oh yeah, I
to
mean,
be
if
in
she's a
music
nurse,
video.
no. I guess in my like field, a lot of girls I dated are, like been in entertainment as well. So it's kind of like even that, like, damn, I know this nigga is on some weird shit at the video shoot. But it is the video shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like,
Bro.
there's so many lines in that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, that shit remind me. Y'all ever saw the movie Indecent Proposal?
Dang, I gotta
Who's that
watch
with?
this.
God. So
I heard of the movie though, but I feel like
So yo, so they go on a vacation, right, to Vegas, right? And there's this multi-millionaire dude who's like gambling, but I'm sorry, a married couple going on vacation to Vegas, right? And there's a multi-millionaire gambling. So he sees old boy's wife, right? So he approaches them like, yo, I'll give you $1 million to sleep with your wife.
Oh shit.
Right? At this time, they were trying to buy a house.
They needed it.
They needed it, right?
Yeah.
I forgot something happened. The shit didn't go through. So now they in Vegas like, yo, all right, if we do this, you know, we gotta like agree that it won't affect anything. Long story short, Shorty did it. That man couldn't deal with it, bro. Like, he started asking her questions like, well, was it good? Like, did you enjoy it? You know, like.
Right.
So I said it to say, while that's more blunt, I also feel like it's probably hard for a man to like, you know, hear his woman come to him and say, yo, blah, 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 slid in my DM, blah, 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 you know. Off top is like, yeah, nah, you gotta fall back. Nah, that shit, you know what I mean? Like, and that could also, you know, present difficulty in them even coming to you. So,
Right,
you know, so I mean, it's
Yeah,
kind
that
of,
could
you know
be
what I mean?
tough. Yeah, that could be tough because she might not want to, you know, rock the boat. So she
Yeah.
like, man, I'm just not gonna say
Say
nothing.
nothing. Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
Tricky.
little
That's true.
dilemma.
Well, that's why you gotta be able to create that level of confidence and that trust in yourself, and then with your partner. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure.
Because like of course it could go bad, but like right now, I've actually had a situation like that, and I told her like, like see where that go, like figure it out. Not like in a flirtatious way. He came in a business savvy way.
I was about to say there
And
is that
he
too, where
came
you
in a
come
business
totally
savvy-
business,
he
but
came in a
people still
business
think it's
savvy
something
way.
else.
And I told her like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, see how that go for you. I let her learn from the experience. He talked. It turned into flirting. She came back and was like, yo, you was right. He started flirting with me. Ain't no opportunity on the table.
Well, shout out
You
to that.
you gotta let them jump in the water.
You see, this is a kind of interesting topic that I think we kind of come across right here. I had a notion one time. Don't get me wrong. A girl leaves your house or wherever you're at, and she goes home, and you're like, "Yo, call me when you get home. I want to make sure you got home safe." Cool. But I imagine we're all talking to girls in their 20s, 30s, whatever. For that many years, she been getting home safe. Without you knowing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, however the hell she been getting home safe. And it's I'm just being real. No, I'm just being real. Because it kind of like when people get in a relationship, they be like, I can't believe that you didn't call me. I needed to know that you were safe. Oh shit, I kind of forgot to call because I don't really, if you weren't in a relationship, really call to tell somebody I'm safe. I just be kind of moving along. But a lot of people, it like maybe if you catch them and they are successful, they might have been in studios with dudes until the wee hours in the morning, and they never even thought about it being a dude. I just was in the studio. Like to me, I never even thought about that. But now that I'm in a relationship, it's kind of like, oh, how do I explain that? Oh, and how do I tell them that we really just be chilling? And if I tell them that we be chilling and be laughing, it's gonna sound real crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I think that sometimes it's kind of crazy because dudes might feel like, damn, I need to check out all of these opportunities that you're going to go through. And it gets tricky for a girl because she's like, wait, hold on. I didn't really need you to check out all of my opportunities before I met you. You know what I'm saying? I need you to like go with me to the studio to make sure Chris Brown wasn't talking to me before. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now, and I'm not saying this that's you know what I'm saying? But it is a lot of dudes that this happens a lot of times. It's a girl popping. And then of course, she gets in a relationship. And you might have got her a bunch of jobs before she was popping. And then you're calling her to get her the same job. She's like, ooh, can't really call you right now. I got a dude. And you're like, what the hell that got to do with anything? I don't talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he might, can you talk to my dude and talk to him about the job? You know what I'm saying? You're like, wait, hold on, what the fuck? I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it really happens. So it's kind of interesting to know that backside of like, why people think that in a relationship, because I normally see the front side, like, damn, you can't show up to the video shoot because you're a dude. What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't post. Wait, I'm paying you to post it. I've been paying you to post this for 9 months. What do you mean you can't post the T anymore because you're a dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets kind of weird.
You think how many times have you been in the studio, Deputy, where it's like, have you flirted with girls in the studio she was working with?
Start off with in the past.
In the past.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, definitely. Before for sure. And I know I learned really quick, don't fuck the money up. Because back in the day, I definitely, was on the tip of like, all right, cool. You're attractive as fuck, right? And I know we're in a space where, we're creating, right? And I would definitely test those waters. But now, I know what a hit does to your life, right? And I know what having
He would test those waters in an inviting way.
100%.
Okay,
so
gotta put that
how
in
I
there
approach
now.
it is like, yo, I don't want no smoke. I don't even want to. I'm good. Listen, I'm out the bread. You heard?
Yeah.
I'm
You've
not
had
trying
a
to mess nothing
situation
up.
where you've had a dope song or some work with somebody and they feel like you shouldn't get paid because y'all have been intimate or even not been intimate, but like we're friendly. You know how that, you know what I'm talking about now. Like,
yeah, nah,
damn, you was flirting with me. Can I get this beat for the limo now? You know what I'm saying? Like,
let me go back to, so explain the difference. All right, so let me ask you this. How many rich producers you met?
I met a few.
But
Few.
like
Like,
let's
yeah.
and then how many rich songwriters you met?
I know a couple.
But like how many?
Probably like I could count on one hand.
One hand, right? How about producers?
Count on two hands.
Yeah.
Yep.
But not.
But yeah.
So in the producing world and in the writing world, I would say, I feel like when you first started as a producer,
Yep.
you was just trying to get placements.
Yep.
And at what point did you understand the difference between an album filler and a hit record?
I think the point I realized that was when I got a hit.
Yeah.
When I got a hit. But actually no, I'm lying. I realized that when I figured out the business of it and understanding that when you get a placement, like outside of advance, you're not really seeing no money.
No royalties.
No royalties at all.
Yeah.
So what you
and when you
want
say
to
a
have
placement, you're talking about placing
filler.
something on an
Placement
album.
is on the album.
On the
But
album,
it's
yeah,
not
it's
released.
Not the
Not
single.
a single.
No,
Okay,
it's
got
released.
it.
It's on the album.
No,
but
no,
it's
I'm
not
saying
the single.
not like
Yeah.
okay.
But and the reason why
And I know,
Yep.
and I realized the difference between like a payment and residual income. And those royalties come like once you do the work and it comes out and the song comes out as a single, them royalties come like clockwork, right? And when I realized that, because from a financial background, I had to figure out how do I sustain myself within this industry.
Yeah.
So when I realized that, I was like, all right, cool. I got to do that. But in that same time period, I was happy to get a placement because I needed bread.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, because I mean, so it's interesting because you know my background, and most people in music, and they know me, they understand I came for the bread.
Word.
I came to
Yep.
get the bread. Everybody know that.
Yep.
Everybody. And there was a long period of time where I would have told you, okay, me and Eric did the publishing thing. It's not that much bread over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I also knew about the hit record thing and the probabilities on getting a hit record. You know what I mean? It's just so slim that I would tell you like, cause people like unknowingly, when I would be like, yeah, we writing a song, they'd be like, oh, that's where the money is at. What would you say to them people that say that's where the money is at? Publishing.
Man, I would say, I hope it's just two people. Right? I hope
That's
it's-
working on the
That's
song.
working on the song.
Right.
Especially for a songwriter because they don't really get, the master royalties.
Right.
So, and they don't really get paid as a songwriter in general, which
Yeah,
is
they don't
kind of
get
crazy.
no songwriting fee. They don't get no advance.
Nothing. Yeah.
They get like shorter end of the stick on split.
Yeah.
No master.
100%. So, I'll tell them like, yo, you better be intentional with what you trying to do because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if you don't get that single, then it's quiet.
It's quiet, and you really just going in for the advance.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And then like if your advance ain't big enough, it's like if your advance 5,000, bro, you probably
Man.
gonna see like 2,500 of it.
Yep.
Cause your lawyer gotta eat, your manager gonna eat. You know what I mean? And you the talent, you gonna see, and then that's it. And you was in the studio like 14 hours that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so did that change the way? And it was funny because we had this conversation. I was working on my album. You was like, man, I ain't really trying to do like no album fillers. Like I'm trying to make a hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it was
yeah.
funny because you was talking to me and I was like, he should know that I know. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to make bread. Cause let me tell you,
I'm gonna tell you why though. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
No. Go ahead, because I'm gonna remember what I'm
I
saying.
think, for me, like, I'm so off of a vibe, like a vibe.
Yeah, like just a
Yeah, I don't know what a streaming check looks like.
yeah.
Now, if you own the master, you'll get some bread,
Yeah.
right? But really speaking, I don't know what a streaming check look like. So before I go in the studio, I'm asking, what are your intentions?
Yeah, because you're more versed now. Like
Yeah,
you understand, like I'm only playing records that are hit records, that
records, that's it.
in my mind. I'm only
Yep.
playing tracks that are hit records.
Yeah, and if you ain't
So-
on that time, then yeah.
Let me tell you this story I wanted to tell you about. So there was a time you came to my studio in North Hollywood and you played me the demo of Bitch Better Have My Money.
Yeah, it's
Do you
crazy.
remember
I remember that? Yeah, hell yeah.
So then
Hell yeah.
my mind is never off of, like, my shit is on.
Word.
Like, it's like the nigga Axelrod on Billions. I don't know if you've seen that,
Yeah,
but my
yeah,
shit
yeah.
is on. So I hear the record. I'm like, that motherfucking song is a hit record. Like, it don't matter who is on that record.
Yep.
So in my head, immediately, like, I'm already knowing where niggas is at. I'm already knowing, like, because I'm coming in the game looking at other producers, other songwriters, like, oh, you, no disrespect to none of you, but I'm looking like, oh, you niggas is poor. You know what I'm saying?
Word. Yeah,
I quickly realized, like, oh, you niggas is like smoking mirrors,
Word.
don't got no bread. So, you know, I'm immediately like, hey, how do I buy the record from you?
You
With
definitely did that,
no
yo. This guy's
female artists.
wild.
I don't have one signed to me.
Yep.
But with all intention of, I'm going to go find the artist because this is a hit record.
Word.
Did you
Yeah.
know that?
Oh yeah, nah, for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, and you were like, well, because you were also like, it's open. Because it wasn't solidified.
Yeah, nah, it wasn't solidified at all. I knew it was a hit, and I knew it was Rihanna for sure.
Yeah.
To the fact, like, when I left the studio, I wrote it on my vision board.
That's what I'm
Just
talking about.
like Rihanna, right?
Yeah.
I just named it something. I named it "You Owe Me" or something like that. But I knew it was a hit. So while I'm getting all these, like, people were telling me, yo, give it to this artist, give it to that artist. And in my mind, I'm like, nah. At the time, I was still with Rock Nation. So I'm like, yo, this is no way, like, this can't be a layup. Right? But, you know, it
So with that, so obviously that record has to pass Omar's desk.
yeah, for sure.
But you being with Rock Nation, how doesn't it get there quickly?
I think the record, all right, the record itself was progressive, right? In terms of sound wise.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like the typical song that you heard.
So are you saying that it passed his desk, he heard it, but then he needed to hear from Kanye, like, yo, this record is a hit?
Nah, I think at that time, if I'm like speaking honestly, I think Omar was still trying to like find his footing in the company in terms of like, you know, finding his voice on, you know, all right, whether or not they'll listen to his opinions and his ideas, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't really have the status that I have now then. So, you know, it probably wasn't sexy to be like, yo, I got the song from Deputy, you know what I mean? Right? So, you know, in fairness, he probably was going through his own, you know, figuring out how to maneuver within the, you know, within the company and gain his own stature to where, you know, but it did get to a couple people in there. It did get
Do
to a
you
couple people.
do you relax on a situation like that, or do you like push for a record if you know that record is what you say that you know it is? Is it like, nah, y'all gotta listen to this one that I sent you?
Yeah,
or do you be
nah,
like, damn, I don't want
yeah.
to seem too pushy?
Yeah, nah, I definitely pushed, bro. I pushed so much to where I went to the doctor, like, cause I was getting chest pains. It was anxiety, like facts. And not only was I pushing, like, you know, Cole and my boy Ebe, you know, they sent it to Tata, you know, and they sent it to other people in the company too, you know, like, yo, and then Tata hit me like, yo, kid, this shit is crazy, like, so, I was definitely pushing, bro, but for whatever reason, it wasn't connecting, right? And in that time, like that was a crazy period because I feel like in my career that was a make or break. Cause I've been doing it for.
How long was it not connecting for after you knew that it was like hot, and then you started?
When I mean not connecting, I'm talking about like she ain't cut the record.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like you know that this is hot.
Yeah.
You done already made some calls.
Word.
But it ain't happened. Like, what's that limbo
Yeah,
time?
I mean, well, that's the anxiety. Cause you know.
How long is that though? That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
like weeks, months.
All right, so let's see. I did the song July 9th. It honestly wasn't that long. July 9th, I got the call in November. Right now,
that seems like a long time.
But like industry wise,
industry wise, yeah, because you
I know
have
it's
some
not
shit
a long
in
time.
the shit for like
You
2
have
I'm
some-
years.
saying in real
You got some
life
shit
though.
in the tank.
I'm saying in real life though, if you know something that's hot, it's like damn.
for sure. Like
You know?
if you talking day by day, because I always tell people that shit went platinum in my car before the world heard it. 'Cause I knew what that was. But even in that moment, like I understood, like you say, control. I understood I couldn't control it.
Right.
Like that's the part that got me through the whole process, because I had to like I was getting so angry, bro. Like I was getting angry, and I was forgetting everything that really mattered. Like, you know what I mean? Like I had so many other things to be grateful for.
Is like the demo or just like the beat, and you
The
just
demo,
knew the beat
it was a song.
Okay.
It was a song
Yeah,
together.
it was a song
No, that was
together.
that was
You know
a
what I mean?
song
So
for sure.
in that moment of understanding that I had no control, I had to realize, yo, I have no control over this.
Yeah.
And whatever's gonna be is gonna be, and I'm gonna focus on everything else that, you know, that's there. And then just like that.
I was watching the interview where you were explaining, you know, like you there is no kinda, like you had experienced trauma before that record. Like you had
100%.
experienced like something that made you feel like, okay, I'm not gonna celebrate, or I'm not going to say that this is like a record until it's actually out.
Word.
And you know, for like you not knowing that you were getting anxiety from that, like what was it that made you be like, yeah, I gotta go to the doctor?
I mean, yeah, I was getting tightness in my chest, bro. Like I remember being downtown, just hanging out, and I just started feeling tightness in my chest. So I went to the, you know, urgent care, and dude looked at me, took the EKG test. He was like, "Yo, you fine?" He was like, "What are you anxious about?" And in that moment, I wasn't even conscious of what was really happening.
Yeah.
And because of past experiences of what you just said, like, you know, past
But
experiences.
what's the past experiences though? Is this like off the books past?
No.
experiences?
It's just like passing. Okay, so like in music, right? Like as far as on the creative side, like you'll do a record and you'll be like in a Usher camp where like you doing records only for Usher.
Right.
And then Usher will come in and you play the song for him. He'll be like, "Oh, I love it. We finna cut it tomorrow." And then that song never see the light of day.
right.
But hearing us say, I love this record, I'm gonna cut it, you a part of the record. Boy, like without having that experience of it not coming out, you like, oh, we finna be rich.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like you
Yeah,
really,
you like-
and people is telling you as they in there, like, oh, nigga, you finna be
about to
lit.
be outta
So
here.
But
then
how do you
that
know the
happens-
difference between the record that because a lot of these records get cut. So how do you know
don't.
No, I'm saying like when the artist might cut a record and it don't come out. You understand
I'm
what I'm
saying
saying?
now you don't know.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. You never know,
You
like,
never really
when.
know
Yeah,
until
you
it
never
until
really
it come
till
out.
that motherfucker
yeah,
come
until
out.
it come out. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's like something that, like, as someone who places records and you place records often,
You don't get
kinda-
a heads up like, yo, that they cleared
producers
out.
get more of a head up than writers because producers, they got to send over the files, and most times they not gonna send over the files unless they making a producer agreement
yeah.
and getting their advance. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
okay,
So like they would get a notice, but if it's a bigger artist, like if it's Rihanna, shit, you might not get no notice.
Yeah. And the crazy part is I ran to her and she told me, she was like, "Depp, you about to be rich." And I still ain't allowed myself to get hyped because I know, bro, like things can happen. You know, projects, directions could switch because I've been through all of that already. When people was like, "Yo, bro, you about to be out of here," and I took that, you know, back to a small Brooklyn apartment. Like, damn, thank you, God. And then within 2-3 months, same people like, "Yo, it ain't happening," and I gotta like go right back to that small ass apartment in Brooklyn
Right.
with that energy, you know what I mean? Of understanding that what you thought was about to happen didn't happen.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
wild.
Like, and that brings the anxiety because now you in a moment where you have a potential smash on your hands, and it's another moment in your mind. Is another moment that you just see slipping away.
Yeah,
So now you anxious about it because you want to control it. You really can't control it.
But then you know, records like that though too, you guys might have multiple large artists that want the same record. Was that a case in this one right here, or
Nah,
or
because I ain't
just
really
one person?
listen, the people that I let hear it were people that I respected their opinions,
Yeah,
that I was like close with.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I definitely respected, you know, Neiman and
Oh, I
everything.
did want to
yeah,
know that.
so-
Did anybody tell you it was whack?
Nah,
or
everybody
like,
everybody told me that heard that joint was like, yo, that shit's fire. Yo, that's a Rihanna record. Everybody.
Okay.
There was
I like-
no way. Like when you
Yeah.
heard it, you just knew. Like
Yeah.
there was no way. It was no way. I'm telling you, like I tried to buy the song.
Nah, you definitely did. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I forgot about that.
Yeah, like
forgot
because
about
I'm
that.
always like,
Yeah.
because I'm looking at it like, all right, because I know like the best songs are in their hard drives.
Yeah.
They don't come out. The best songs in the world.
That's a
I
fact.
know that. So for me, I hear a song that's dope, my mind automatically think like, nobody gonna cut this. It's just up to the producer and his maturity.
Why do you think nobody's gonna cut it?
They just like it's so many factors in
Yeah.
that. Like it could be like the A&R that has like the producers in there that he publishes and he's pushing those records, or like, you know, artists are so finicky. They don't know what they like and they don't know who they are as
Yep.
artists, and they could have been like A&R through their career so much to where like they haven't even figured out on their own like what they like and what they don't, because people like A&R is just giving them records like, yo, cut this.
Has
The label
anybody
like
told
it.
you a record that was like gonna be hot, or was there a record that somebody like was like, yo, bro, this is it, but you didn't really think it was it? It was just like something you was working on?
Something that they were working on?
No. You know how like you working on something,
Uh-huh.
you kind of like it's an idea in your head, you might even forget it, but then you playing it again, someone like, what the fuck? This shit is
Oh
hard as
yeah, for
fuck.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Is there any
Yeah.
records that you just was like, damn, I just don't know why they going so crazy over that? But like you didn't understand it, even though like
I've definitely had placements where, you know, they liked it and I didn't really understand it. But, you know, it's not for me to understand, you know.
I mean, somewhere you had to like it because you made it. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
mean-
then you also be like, damn, why y'all like it that much?
Nah,
though?
I think, you know what, I think I have a level, I have a standard of, I'm not one of those producers that I feel like everything I do is fire.
Okay.
So I have a level of when I do something and I know it's fire, you're not telling me nothing. And if it don't meet that, then I'm not going hard for it.
Okay, but
You know what I
what
mean?
if
If I'm
there
not
was-
going hard for it.
I say this because okay, I'm just saying, being for real, like Clips grinding, right?
Yep.
That's a pivotal like time record.
100%.
Most people in hip hop would know that record, but when it came out, it was kind of like, niggas ain't gonna come with no instrument. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like
yep,
it's just,
yep,
you know, I just this heavy ass drumming, and I know it. Ding, ding. That's about it. That's all you get. Is there a point that you like? Damn, everyone likes this, but it's kind of like too simple. Like I gotta add something. It can't just be this.
I used to be like that.
You're like,
to be
let me
that.
clean your vocals up some, or something
I'm,
like you
I'm
know.
low key still like that now, but just in a different way. I used to be like that because I never had writers to write to my tracks, so I would compensate with putting more sounds in it. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, something else is needed. Now I understand. Yo, the bare shit is the less is more.
Right.
So I'm more like the producer side of polishing up. Like, how do you sound? Is your vocals good? Like, do you have a good vocal take? You know, and understanding less is more to where I don't, you know, feel like something's missing. You know
But
what I mean?
would you have put the would you have left that in there?
Hell yeah.
How do you know that moment?
Because because if you
How
understand,
you know to lead
'cause
that
if
through
you-
the song?
'cause
You
if
know the song's done.
if you understand sonics, right, and for the producer, whoever did that song, like if you understand sonics, you understand sounds that catches
Grasp
people's
attention.
attention, right, and sounds that are urgent, which is another reason why I'm so off the vibe, because I feel like it's lopsided now. I just want to bring disruption, urgency, and impact. So
You're saying music is lopsided now.
Yeah, for the most part, because I feel like we fell into a vibe era, which is started like 10 years ago.
Okay.
Right? I think,
so your definition of a vibe is just like a cool song.
It's
not like a hit record, but it's like
it's
not
cool.
much substance.
Yeah.
It's like people chilling, something to just vibe
it's
to.
just a vibe.
Another passer song.
Right, and it don't really have no impact.
I got a theory on that too. It's kind of
wild.
wild.
Have no impact and no urgency, and I feel like, and I'm not disrespecting anybody who does that. I'm just saying, for me, I just want to add some urgency and energy into the shit.
Because I heard you say that on one of the interviews.
Word.
And it made me think about you guys kind of touched on it, where you're working with Victoria Monet in the studio and you hear her verses and you're like, what's the hook? And you telling her like, yo, we should like play on my mama thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had to convince her
Mm-hmm.
to it's not like a simple sell. It's like, and
saying you did have to convince her?
I mean, it wasn't all right. I can't say it was like a crazy convincing. It was like where she
you
was
didn't
like,
say that. You was like, it was just like right off the bat, like, yo, we should do this. You had some little explanation.
Yeah.
But understanding Victoria, like, she's very, very talented. Like, as a songwriter, a true creative, in a sense of like where you have to like hone the creative back sometimes for her artistry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because now that it's her artistry and she's like worked as an independent, she's used to like doing records that she likes, and like that. She don't need like approval from an A&R or label. It's just kind of like, so then she put her first like projects out that way. And I wonder, and I haven't talked to her, and I probably could ask her, but I just like, I didn't really want to ask her this particular question, but I often wonder, like, do you think she likes that song?
Yeah, I think she likes it.
No, but does she like it because of the success of it, or did she like hear it and is like, for me, the artist and the creative that I am, I like this record.
Yeah, I think when she, and she'll tell the story too. When she did the record, it kind of summed up where she was, post pregnancy.
Yeah.
Right. And her searching for, just where she's at in that time of, of her life and gaining her confidence and as a woman and, everything that comes with being pregnant. Mm-hmm. Right. So I think because that's there's a connection to the song that makes her go, I like this song. Mm-hmm. I don't think there was a moment where I felt like she didn't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think she, at least I mean.
No, that's fair. And I think like my curiosity, because I know her so well.
Yeah.
You know.
Because that's a interesting question.
No, because I know her well, and I used to manage her, so I know her really well enough to like where I'm like, I know the Victoria that wants to be like in the likes of like Janet Jackson and like the top of the top. Like she's like, you mentioned in the interview, like Victoria wants to go for it all. You know what I mean? Like she wants to be.
When I saw her last show, her music is really dope, but I didn't know that through her music. But when I saw her show, I was like, oh no, she's like fucking.
Oh, she wants to go for it.
Yeah,
she's about the superstar.
Yeah,
like
100%.
She's one of the ones that wants to still do it.
It was obviously different. It was like
she wants to do it.
No,
but
she's
me, like I looked at that
there.
from the outside. Now that like on the outside looking in, like that was her like compromise record. Like, all right, like I'm gonna get, like I'm tired of just being cool. Like I want recognition now. I want them to see my talent. So I'm gonna kind of like dumb down my lyric, dumb down my melody, and I'm gonna give them part of it, but I'm gonna give them what they want as well in lyric. Because if I was to ask you like, or if you were to ask me, like what makes that a hit record? I would say the wording in which people want to repeat that hook.
Yep.
And that's what makes it a hit record.
Yep.
Now.
I think
And so
when I heard that record, I didn't see it all the way until I saw her perform the record. It reminded me a lot of I Need a Soldier and Upgrade You, mainly Upgrade You. Like if you listen to Beyonce's Upgrade, bum, 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 you know, it's not really like the Beyonce is more of like, like, that kind of in your face, but it kind of felt like that version of her.
I think like in music, I think now in this climate, you may be straying away from it. But like if I was coaching an artist now, or a writer or a producer, I would be like going into sessions, and I'll go in my sessions like this. That's why it was so funny that you said that about the hit records, because I'm going in my sessions saying, okay, I don't really care what y'all on or what you was going through, and I don't want that on the record. Like, it's erase what you going through.
Yeah.
What I want on this particular track is I want something that they want to say.
They want to say, yeah, 100%.
That's a hit record. Like, but
Yep.
why is it so difficult?
Okay.
What's up?
I was gonna pivot. I was gonna reply to his question, but I was gonna pivot. But go ahead.
I think one, people don't understand the science of making hit records, and the whole why it's a hit record. And I think people are like really personalize their experiences in a song and don't know how to make it to where it's broad, right?
Is
broader
Tat Out a
Yeah.
hit record?
What?
Is Tat Out? Ta-da! Is that a hit record?
Yeah, I would say so. That's like the TikTok song.
I mean, it's kind of like everywhere, I would think.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
You don't know what song that is?
Oh wow! No,
If it's played, if it's played, you'll
Probably, yeah.
you
would know it. You would
I
know
think
it.
that's a hit record. Yeah.
I think the visuals and him creating that and him playing the instruments.
The visual got me for sure. That's
Exactly.
what first
It was
got
the
me.
visuals that carried that and brought it to life. And what I was about to say to answer your question, I was going to answer it in a more of a designer way. Like, I like to design. I like to use, exotic or just high-end fabrics. I like to have a lot of details, a lot of nice trims, and I like to dress in that same manner. So I guess in the sense of the Victoria situation, I like to be or make the Janet Jacksons and the Beyonce types of songs. But I also realized that people want a fucking sweatsuit sometimes.
Right. So we was
And you
kind of
gotta
talking about
create
that too.
the sweatsuit.
What's the dopest part of your outfit?
Me?
Because you designed this, I'm sure.
I like the trims and the detail of the stitching.
Okay, so
But it's a lot of things.
No,
I like about it.
and I don't want to undermine it at all. I'm looking.
It's a lot of different
I'm
things,
looking. You
yeah.
know, I design. I know you can't just take it all in on one glance. But I'm wondering, like, if you were say like, and this all, bro, check out the what would you like really say on that outfit? Check out the feel, the buttons, the
It would probably have to be the trimming and the stitching.
trimming and the detail. Then
Yeah. Because if we remove that from here, it's going to look very, very basic. You know what I mean? So
now, what about when you get somebody that be like, bro, I like this. It's too much fucking detail for me. And you know what I'm talking about? Like, yo, with the snake skin, can we do it without that? You know what I'm saying? They just get without that, and they just want the basic pattern of it. Because like you said, a lot of people, for instance, a lot of people might admire, the statue type of thing, but a lot of people will wear the t-shirt. You feel what I'm saying? So like when a lot of people might see a Victoria Monet song like the one where she's doing all the vocal arrangement, like, damn, this bitch could sing. But I'ma play more the one that she's not doing all the singing.
Sometimes those people be right. Sometimes those people could just hold their comments and let the creator create. So I got two examples. One, at the beginning of Thriller, Michael Jackson tried to take off the Bro, that's the hardest part of the song.
Yeah.
Quincy Jones was like, fuck no, we leaving that shit on there. Michael wanted to take that off.
Right. And then I heard there was some song that Quincy wanted to take off, like the dance break on, like,
And Michael was like,
yeah,
fuck
Michael
that.
was like,
that
nah,
gotta
that's
stay.
the only part that I like,
So,
you know.
so you gotta speak up when those situations come about. And whenever I'm in that, I've become a master communicator.
Let me ask
bro.
you this. Is
Victoria's
it about...
good at that too, because I had some hi-hats in that song that I wanted to put. She was like, no hi-hats.
Now, is that
And I was
offensive, though?
adamant.
Like
Nah,
you said, you're adamant.
nah, it's not.
All right, where did they make it in the song?
Nah, it's not in the song.
And where do you
Yeah.
say, like, damn, you kind of right? Or do you
Well,
say you
I
kind
mean,
of
look,
right?
you know, Victoria has success. You know, she's a fucking
Yeah.
successful songwriter.
Right.
So she has a level of understanding, you know, of a lot of musicality, right? So as a producer, I have to acknowledge that, and I can't allow myself to get, you know, in my ego and go, well, you know. Now, if it's someone else, right, who hasn't even sniffed anything, I'm looking at them crazy,
Right.
Yeah.
right? I'm looking, and that's happened recently. And
That's an interesting thing, too, though, but I'm listening.
so, you know, when she's like, no hi-hats, I go, all right, cool. You know, I fall back. I respect it. You know, it's not like she hasn't seen success. She's had #1 songs for sure.
How do you know, like, when somebody's sound is, like, too formulated and when you're, like, on the edge of something new? Because, like, when I first heard Lil Uzi Vert, certain songs that I actually like right now, I was like, bro, what the fuck is he talking about? You know, yeah, imagine a pound. You know what I'm saying? And then later on, I'm like, oh, I get it now. It's kind of dope.
Yeah.
Or when I first heard Thug, I was like, bro,
Yeah.
what the fuck is that? I can't understand a word he's saying.
'Cause-
And then later on, I was like, bro, this actually is the hardest shit ever. But if I was in the studio, I probably would have told him, because at the time, I was thinking, if I was in the studio, I would have told him, I can't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Hey, can you say that clearer? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
just
I think
know.
that's
You just
what-
know. You just
yeah,
know.
that's like
I'm talking about before, you know, when Thug first came out. Like,
Nah,
no
I think-
one's else doing this.
I think when you have had success in it, you can understand what's gonna work. Like if you
even
had
if you
hit records,
something new
nah,
that you
'cause
never heard.
That's just like with the Rihanna record.
Right.
Like I heard that, and I knew like we could put this on any girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can start a career with this song. Like, but when you're in it, that's like if you design a piece,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of know based upon sales and what sold in the past, like, okay, this is gonna work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the same with the records. It's like once you like kind of done enough records and you in it, you know, like, no, this gonna work.
All right.
No matter who.
I also
it
think
is.
it's a level of disruptive because when I look at Roper's outfit, like I see like the sleeves, right?
Yeah.
Or in the thumbs. And to me, that's disruption. Right?
It's something new that's not
It's something
being done.
new.
Right,
So
right.
everybody you just mentioned,
Yeah.
they all brought something new. So in the beginning, like because it's not familiar to you, you're not gonna like catch it. But the person that's in the moment, Roper as the designer doing that, he already know that's fire.
Right.
And like that's low key the journey I'm on right now is ushering a new sound. So where I go in the studio, I'm like, all right, we did that already. Let's try something new. And I always use the example of Kanye sneakers. When them joints first came out, everybody was like, yo, them joints, alien sneakers, I'm not wearing these
Right,
sneakers.
right.
And you look at it now, everybody's wearing them.
Definitely.
So you can't do things that you think people want to wear or listen to. You just gotta like just put it out. Like this is what I'm giving you. And everybody you just mentioned, Doug know he ain't sound. He wasn't clearing them joints, but he don't care. He's like, all right, yo, this is what I'm getting. Again, you know, I look at Roper Fit.
When I talk to
Fire.
artists, they talk about this almost like a fuck you that you have to have in your head.
Absolutely. I've been
Yeah.
saying that a lot
100%.
lately.
You think people
Yeah,
like
yo,
back in the days
my
cared
brother
about?
My brother said he does these Lego sculptures of like a lot of different shit. Like Chris Brown has them, and what's her name?
Bear Bricks or something like
Paris
that.
Hilton. Yeah. But he could do them big and all this, but he does them not just like stacking them. He does them in some kind of weird way, geographical type of shit. But the point of it is, he said a lot of times people be commissioning him to do something, and he's like, "Nah, don't tell me what to do." I'm like, "But aren't they paying you?" He's like, "They're paying me, but they can't tell me what to do because it's me doing it." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how's that work? Because how do they get what they're paying you for then? He's like, "Bro, they're supposed to just pay me and leave me alone." And it's kind of crazy because in some aspects, I'm like, that's not going to work. And then it does. People will be like,
Absolutely.
"Hey, bro, do whatever the fuck you're going to do." And they thought they was going to get a big sculpture, and you get this bird I was working on. They like, thanks. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just being
don't know.
real.
It's
Some
I don't know
people
if
is
that work
really-
with music, but
some people are actually like that though. They like,
right.
Yeah, okay, if you had Timberland, I could say had a
Yep.
lot of cutting edge sounds.
Yep.
That is like, wait, hold on. I'm giving you Sexy Back. Do you know that Sexy Back is Sexy Back, or did you come to get the other Timberland sound that you know that I'm famous for?
Bro.
I'm giving you my first transitional song.
Bro.
You understand? And he done that a lot.
I low key I always say, I want to have a conversation with Pharrell. I want to have a
Oh
conversation
yeah,
with Timberland.
Pharrell done changed a
Because
lot.
the way the songs that they had artists do,
Yeah.
was like, yo, how did you get them to do this song? It's so left, and I mean, I kind of understand it in terms of Pharrell's an artist, so he can sell you the idea, right? He can, because he can put the hook on it.
Right. And he
it'll
got a
make it
long
make
track
sense.
record.
Right.
Pharrell got
Timberland got a
track record.
long track, you know.
Right.
So, you know, even if you in the studio with them, they probably looking at them like they crazy. But you know, again, like the whole Victoria thing, I had to go. You know what? Cool.
But
I'll
I'm
listen
saying
to
you're
you.
also not cheap. That's what I'm saying. And Timberland, I'm imagining Timberland ain't
That's
cheap.
crazy
So
because
just
I've been
imagine
working
it.
with Timberland.
You get
it's fire.
imagine
Yeah.
someone say, yeah.
Oh yeah, bro can link you.
Oh, word. Yeah.
He made all his fits.
I just saw the growing
Fire.
fit. That was really dope. With
it.
that, yeah.
That's hard.
I imagine though someone says, "Yo, okay, we got Timberland to do your album. Or we got you to do the album, and boom, you're gonna take a cut, and you have a major track record, but damn this." Like you said, the Rihanna record was a cutting edge sound, and now you're on your new cutting edge sound, and you're like, "Yeah, bro, I'm taking that." Whatever your price is, but a person is expecting whatever you had before. How do you sell them on the
See,
new
because
sound?
before I go in, I'm asking, what's your intention? What is your intention?
Right.
Do you want to be great, or do you just want to be cool? Because if
And
you want to
you-
be great, all the greats push the
There's so many
the
songs that
envelope.
come to my mind. I'm just thinking, how would they sell a person on that though? Like, how would you sell a person
I mean,
on Pharrell taking maybe 200 bands of you for grinding? Like, how would
Well,
you
you
sell
really
that?
gotta-
I actually seen Pharrell do it like in the studio, bro. I've seen him play Blurred Lines, bro. And I was in the room, and he played it. Burn, burn, burn. Everybody get up. And he's playing, and he stopped it. He was like, "Yo, you know what this is?
That sounds funny.
Yo, you know what this is? You know what this is? Y'all don't know what this is." Burn, burn. Played it again. By the second time he played, we like, "Oh shit!" It was a new sound, you know, but still, it was like familiarity meets the unknown because
Right.
it had that nostalgic feel. But just how he did
No, he sold it.
He sold
no,
it.
he sold it. That's a such
He
thing
sold
as
it.
like, cause and that's such a like, okay, like take for instance, like I'm so happy that D-Mile is getting like the recognition that he is now
Hell yeah.
because he is the complete opposite.
Opposite, yeah.
You know what I mean? And for a moment, like for a long time, you wouldn't really get that D-Mile record because D-Mile's just going in there like he's doing a joint and he's like, he's not even that confident that it's dope what he did. Like it's like he knows what he doesn't. He's not vocal about it.
Yeah.
But then you have like these producers that aren't even remotely as talented
right, yeah.
as D-Mile, but they're salesmen.
Yep.
Right,
And
right,
they're the biggest
Yep.
producers in the world. You know what I mean? And you
Yep.
like,
Yep.
oh, this is a real art.
It's an art, bro.
You have to really go in there and like
Sell.
sell yourself, sell your confidence, and sell the record as if you know, because like I said earlier, like the artists, they really don't know
They
what
don't
they
know.
want.
They don't know.
But
bro.
how do you know when to take over?
You have to
a
do it every
session?
time.
You gotta
Well,
do it.
that's
Yeah.
every time.
Every
So
time.
look,
Yes,
it
100%.
has to become a character trait.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? So I have fucking mastered this shit. And I've chose to be this person. So I've mastered the character trait of calmly convincing people that you don't know and I do.
That's a
fire.
thing.
Yeah, that's a
And,
thing,
that's a
bro.
thing.
and listen,
I'm listening.
it's the most chillest, most, oh, okay.
That's a thing.
That's
like,
a thing.
yo, Timberland. He sell like you have like if you was ever in the studio with him, he's very energetic, kind of how like DJ Khaled is. He gets really big in a room, like his energy like becomes very, very massive. And he can really like he get to moving and he dancing
That's
and he and you like everybody like, oh
Yep,
shit.
yep.
Like so he sells it and he's not asking you.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's telling you.
Telling you. Yeah. That's a fact.
So when I'm sitting down and I'm drawing and this shit look weird and puffy and it lights up and they go, I don't know. I said, look, this is it. This is it. This is what you're gonna wear. All right, bet.
You know,
I think
That's it.
That's fine. And bro, congratulations because you figured it out. I think
Appreciate it.
in music, for me, it's different and it's a challenge because one, that's not my personality.
Yeah.
If you know me, I'm laid back. I'm
But you can pick that up and evolve at any moment.
Right, and it's something that I'm still, like working on. I let the song speak for itself, right? But also too, we're in an era where artists don't really push the envelope. You know what I'm saying? And it's even harder to get an artist to do something that's left of center because again, they're in this bubble of like, all right, we all sound alike, we're all doing the same shit, we're good. And then they social media popping, so they ceiling of what's really a star and
skewed.
big
It's
is
skewed.
so like not right, not real at all. You know what I mean? So I have to now, there's so many things I have to fight against, you know what I mean, to get through that trust barrier, you know what I mean? And back in that era, everything was like they trusted the producer more. The producer was way more prevalent than a producer is now.
right now,
And-
just send me a beat.
Right. And the sound was it was wide. You know what I
Wider.
mean? You had like a variety of different things. So back then it was, I had one of my most embarrassing moments. Like I've been in the studio with Pharrell, I've been in the studio with Swiss Beats, and I've seen them sell like not. And in my mind, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And I had a crazy embarrassing moment with Rihanna, where I went in the studio with her. It was in Malibu when I had a song that I believed in, but again, that's not my personality with Pharrell. And I'm looking at Pharrell, I'm like, all right, well, he did that shit was fire. So I played the record, and I stopped it, and I was like,
You know what that?
yo, you know what this is?
Oh my God.
No.
And the room was mad quiet. Right? And I remember telling Cole, he was like, no. He said exactly what you just did. Right? And in that moment, I learned, I was like, all right, cool. That's not my personality.
He said, you know what
But
this
that didn't
is.
mean I didn't believe in the record. This just wasn't my personality.
Yeah.
And it's just something that is to sell, bro. And it's something and that's why I think it's fire that you figured it out. Because for me, I let the music fucking talk. So now I vet my sessions. You want to be great? If you want to be great, I want to work with you. This is why I work with Victoria all the time.
This what I would say about that, because I've gotten to that point enough to where I have this like, there are two things that people are always going to say, yeah, I want to do that. Either losing weight or being rich. They're going to be like, yeah, no matter what. And if it's an artist, of course I want to be a superstar. You ask people that question, you want to be great? Nobody's saying no.
Yeah, nobody say yeah.
So now you have to like dig a little deeper. Like, let me see it. You know what I mean? Because nobody's gonna admit that they don't want to be.
They don't. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
I mean-
and you realize when they don't really know what they're talking about when things become uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
When
So you got to
start
probe
pushing-
a little
yeah,
more.
When you
Yeah,
start
yeah.
pushing them to
I think-
do other things,
I
and
think
it's
being
like
great actually is you. I think a lot of people, you kind of have to be great sometimes to really know that you don't want to be great. And I think some people will admit it because like Andre 3000 had something that he was talking about that. It's kind of like Andre 3000 has been great. And I'm not saying he's not great now. But I'm saying to where everybody's like, nigga, Andre 3000. If he drop anything, Andre 3000, he's the GOAT. And then he's like, damn, but then how do you drop something after being great? Like, I can't just drop bullshit like everybody else drops. Or I kind of have to, it's like you could be in a different space, I think, from being great too long or even being told that you're that epitome. I think sometimes the exercise is staying away from being great. Like being
Nah.
I'm not, and that's what I'm saying. Not saying
Winners
I'm
are
not
gonna
saying,
win.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not
winners
saying
are
winning.
going to win.
I'm not saying winning.
Great, like people who
I'm
are
not
great,
saying
they're
winning.
going to be
I'm
great.
not saying
There's-
winning.
Like
They have an aphorism that, again, the same thing that makes you laugh makes you cry. So it talks about a guy that the audience basically told him that he was the best, but then the audience was able to tell him that he wasn't the best. That's all I'm saying. So it's like being great at something. A person that truly is great is always trying to be better at it. So they're never going to tell you that that's the epitome. The person that's
I'd like to rephrase that because I listen when people are speaking, and you said someone that's trying to be great, someone that's great is always trying to be good at it.
better.
They don't try to be. They are great or they're not great, and they stay on a fucking roll.
to be
I'm
great.
wondering though, when you're great though.
They failed. They failed, but all of their failures become lessons. They learn from it. They keep pushing over and over and over. It doesn't fade until they decide that I don't want to be this person anymore. And the moment that that person allowed someone else to gauge his greatness is when he gave it away. It wasn't him or his anymore. Like right now, I can go and get 100,000 compliments on my outfit, or I can get 100,000 insults on my outfit. You will understand this, bro.
Definitely.
If I fuck with it, I fuck with it. It's a win for me.
Right.
Straight like that. Like every day, all day. Bro, I can't miss. With that process, with that thought process, I don't miss. I really don't miss.
Wait, well, see, that's kind of like the thought that comes to my mind is a little bit different because when I'm not doing professional things, most of the time I'm generally with little kids, like little babies, right? So I might like have played a piano riff that I play amazing, and then I go to teach them it, and they don't play it amazing, and I'm teaching it to them a whole different, like from scratch again, and it's like, damn, that's kind of crazy. Because you're not as good at it as I allowed myself to be shown it a totally different way. I never saw it. And I think that sometimes being great at something can blind you from other paths of doing it. And it could be a lot of different paths of doing it, but you were great at this one. And I'm not saying that it's bad, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, if I take my three-pointer is great from right here, why the fuck would I try an 18-foot jumper or a 30-foot jumper? I know my fucking spot and I'm great at it. So I think that sometimes being great just might
Put you in a box.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you might be like, damn, I'm so great at lyrical raps. I don't really want to come out with a rap that says boom, bop, bop, boom, bop. Even though I think that's hard as fuck. But I am great.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's different from somebody having intentions to be great from the jump.
No, I'm not saying your intention should always to be
Bro. Yeah,
keep going.
From the thought process of someone who considers themselves great, I can say I study greatness all day. I don't play sports. I watch highlights all the time. I just love the greatness, bro. So I'm listening to Kobe's interviews. I'm listening to fucking Rick Owen interviews. I'm listening to Pharrell interviews. I'm studying greatness from all calibers, all spaces, because it's the programming
Well, what
of the
makes
person.
somebody great rather than like
It's
just
the-
doing something?
It's the programming. It's the lifestyle. It's the discipline. It's the consistency. When you grasp all of those things, you're now a different person. You're now in the 1%.
You have influence.
You've been it. You have influence. You're influential. You're motivating. You're inspiring. And none of those things give you joy. I literally wake up and listen to books. I don't physically read a lot, but I listen to books. I practice on all of these things consistently. It's not external, it's internal. And it's just, I think it just pumps. And it pumps and it pumps and it pumps.
This is what I'm saying though. You wake up, you listen to books, and at some point you were not great, or a person would be not great, and then they would be great. And I'm wondering what makes the change. Like if I say like I'm going to do this every day, does that make me great that day, or is there a process that when I've accomplished X amount, then I'm great?
Okay,
it's
so
results.
so confidence is, how do I want to put this? Confidence is execution, right? And it's repetitive execution. So you can shoot the three, shoot the three, shoot the three, shoot the three. You get confident with that rhythm and that stroke. Y'all use that word, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure.
Yeah. I mean,
But you get confidence
Yeah.
in that routine, right?
Right.
When you establish the confidence, you continue the routine, and you be able to be like, yo, this is great. This is solid. And then you proceed to add more to it and more to it and more to it, and it begins to develop. And this is all like internal.
So the confidence makes you great, or is it the confidence in the accomplishments? I'm trying to see like a threshold.
It's really it's everything he said is also discipline.
All of that falls, yes.
Yeah, because you got to have the discipline to show up every day, and once you show up every day,
Consistency,
and then you know
but I think
should see
what
results.
he's asking is, do you have to have a result?
Like, is there a threshold of a result? Yeah, like
But
there's
I mean, I do. I mean, in life, it's either you winning or you losing.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to have the accomplishment with it to be great.
and
like,
then there's
there's
winning, and then there's being great. And like right now, there's a whole bunch of basketball players that I could say, or rappers that I could say that this nigga fire. And then you say, but is he great? And I'll be like, ooh.
Okay, cool. So
Great. I don't know if he's
here it
great.
is, right? Here it is, right? I keep going back to inner work and your characteristics and your personality traits, right? Greatness becomes a personality trait. So let's put these two high-profile rappers. Let's say Kendrick Lamar and Drake, right?
I'm gonna pick Bow Wow, but
We're gonna
but
go
I'm going-
Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Now, we're trying to see who's the greatest, right?
Yeah, how would you
It
say who's the greatest
boiled
there?
down to their morals and their consistency. And Kendrick has way less hits than Drake.
I don't think that Kendrick is considered greater than Drake. I think that Kendrick is considered great. Drake is considered great. But I think that Kendrick and Drake's greatness are both going to be momentary on each other, because it's going to be like who's got it more right now. Like right now, LeBron could be considered great, but you didn't win the championship this year. Niggas gonna say, well, hang it up. And then the next year when you do win the championship, they're like, oh yeah, you're the greatest again.
Well, they can't
You know?
take your accolades away from you. They can't take those rings away from you.
So that's what I'm saying. If Drake won, let's say, Rapper of the Year 10 years in a row, and then somebody wins Rapper of the Year the 11th year, are they greater than you because they won over you the 11th year? But that's
No,
still
there's
1 year.
multiple great people consistent
I guess that's the difference between great or greatest. I think I'm thinking more greatest. Like what will make a person like the epitome of like I'm thinking in my head comes like a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like placing you over everyone else that's doing that. Like there's a level of people that
that's
accomplish
like,
that.
That's just like
Opinionated.
obvious. The great, no, but like, there's obvious goats. Like there's obvious, like great and greatest is two separate things. Like, you know, you got like a fucking like Colt McCoy quarterback, and then you got Tom Brady. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like I say that because if you are in the NFL or the NBA or the MLB, nigga, you're great.
You're
successful.
you're already
in
great.
a
Yeah,
small
right, right.
percentage of people. But then
then
there's
someone
like
else
the
come
Tom
along.
Brady.
Yep.
But that's super obvious. There's Tiger
Yep.
Woods, there's Serena, there's Michael Jordan.
yep,
There's nothing.
yep.
There's like no quantifier
Yeah.
on like, well, what much makes them great? That's like almost like a dumb question.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, like what? What do you mean? Like,
But I'm saying, like,
great.
when-
what makes you great? You know what I mean? Like that's obvious too, and that's why I think it's wrong with R&B. They don't want to compete.
Yeah.
They don't want to compete, and they cool with the vibes,
With
and that's
vibes.
why it's not progressing.
There's
Yeah.
no R&B
I like when I heard
competition.
you say that.
No,
Yeah.
there's
No,
no
you-
R&B.
you-
Like
competition. They don't wanna
somebody was
compete.
competing.
So, for instance, right? Michael Jackson was pop.
Yeah.
He wasn't R&B.
Well,
Well, no. I mean,
See-
no, he
see,
definitely
he-
was.
I'm only
he was
asking.
he was the king of pop because he was the king of music
Yeah,
basically.
he was popular.
Man,
Yeah,
Mike
he
was-
popular.
Mike was
like pop
everything.
music is popular.
Mike
So-
was
he was
whatever
had the
music was
most
at that
popular
time. He was
So let's just use Michael Jackson and Prince, right?
okay.
Okay,
Them motherfuckers competed with each other.
for 1,000.
Prince
Yeah.
was going to forever try to outdo Michael Jackson, and Michael was going to forever try to outdo Prince. And because of that, these motherfuckers created their best music. They went slacking.
Yes.
So on the opposite end, you don't really have fucking Tank like, I gotta out-sing Usher. I gotta go crazier than Usher. You don't hear
Yeah,
nothing
the
like
opposite
that.
is happening.
I feel like there used to be R&B songs.
And because of that, they're not pushing the limits and they're not
Exactly, and that's
excessively
why
trying to
music
achieve
is
higher
a
goals.
declining market.
Yep.
Because in sports, they are competing
They're
every
working
day,
out, they're learning
and
new
that's
shit.
why the TV licensing deals are getting bigger. Their sport is getting bigger. There's more money coming in, but in music, it's not like that.
Yeah,
it's a
and-
declining market.
And it's based on two different things. Music is subjective, right? You can look at somebody in sports and go, you can objectively say, you're great and you're trash, right?
Right,
With
right,
music, it's all subjective. So if I'm artist X and I do my style of music and I have X amount of followers and in my comments, my people are saying my shit fire, then there's no need
They
for me
leaning on
to
that.
I'm
They
leaning
leaning
on
on
it.
that.
There's no need for me to go let me outdo
Because-
him because they're already getting that that gratification.
dopamine
yeah,
hit. That
you know what I mean. That's
yeah,
like
my fans, they fuck with it.
this false sense of
So then you get the manager that's like, bro, why you don't want to push? Why you get the A&R? Hey, let's try this. They like,
I'm doing good in my
nigga,
bubble.
nigga, you see my comments?
yeah, 100%.
Like you see the streams? Like
Wow, because I'm like, yo, you reaching 50,000 people. I'm trying to reach 5 million people. What we
Yeah.
talking about? What we talking about? And the false sense of perception is insane to me. And it's like you can't. Not that I can't be mad at it, but I understand it, and it's hard to like cut through that joint. Like, yo. I really be want to say you not really popping, yo.
Well, see, but that's
hey,
you
but what
not
makes
really
you? But
popping.
what makes you not say it?
Sometimes you gotta
Because
say
it's
it, bro.
sensitivity, bro. A lot of people are sensitive, and
Because if they, because it's obvious, like you've said it numerous times now. Like if they don't want to be great, you don't work with them anyways. So it's like if you're offensive, it's like, well, I don't want to work with you anyways.
Do you guys
Yeah,
feel like the
but-
person goes for like the best situation, like accessibly for them, or just like based off? Let me put it to you like this: there's a lot of girls that I know, very pretty girls. I told you that on the last podcast, I was like, "Yo, Lyra dated Pat Beverly." I was like, "What the? Why? You can get anybody." That's what I'm thinking. Like, man, you got 2 million followers at a time. People don't got 2 million followers. You pretty and no, you can get anybody. What the fuck is going on here? But I also think that there's also kind of like what a person is into. You know what I'm saying? And there's some people that get like, they just don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
Yeah,
I
no,
dated
and
them.
that's what Deb is saying. He don't want to work with them. The people that don't want that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
just-
good.
So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, well, if you already don't want to work with them, why not
Yeah,
just
because
tell
I-
them what
because
it is?
all
Like,
right, you know
hey,
what
bro,
it is
you
too.
not
You know
really-
what it is too. I think once I have the conversation with them, then it becomes vulnerable. So now they start looking at themselves, right, like as if they're inferior. And what I tell them is like, yo, that vulnerability you really feeling is just growth. Because I don't really want to break their confidence, right? Mm-hmm. So I switch it to like, yo, this vulnerability you feeling right now, or these questions that I'm asking you right now, that makes you feel uncomfortable is really growth. So now you gotta decide whether or not you want to grow to that, or you really comfortable staying at this level.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so that's my way of because I mean basically I'm really saying
it without saying
yeah,
it.
without saying it. You know what I'm saying? So
Because I just think like, all right,
But you gotta tell people that
you gotta tell them, bro, because
you're
this is
doing
where
them
I'm
a
at.
disservice not telling them.
But this is the
but then it's you fighting an uphill battle because you can't tell, because they just go to their phones and go, well, this person like my shit. Like then they start looking at me like, who's
Right,
this
right,
nigga?
right,
Like,
right,
nigga,
right.
who are
He's
you?
a hater
but they
now.
obviously
Yeah.
like I think I don't know. I guess it just depends on who it is as well, right? You know what I mean? Because I've been blessed to be around like, you know, high,
good, yeah.
like really good, whatever they are at what they are, and like I tend to see like when people are really good at what they do, they're really receptive to like people that they're working with. Because if they're working with them, they're obviously like really good at what they do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like whatever it is. Like we could be working with like a massage therapist. Based on who I asked, they come highly regarded.
Right.
So when they're like, I think you should do this and this and this, we are listening. We're like, okay, what you say? Like, and we are like vetting it, but we are like listening. You know, we're not like, fuck what you talking about, like that. You know, and I think that people who want to be great, they are, you know, receptive to like, okay, like what do you think?
100%.
You know what I mean? And
Or they don't even know they want to be great. Or they never had anybody to push them and ask the questions I'm asking because they've been around the mediocre beat makers.
yeah.
Well, let me ask
You
you
know
a
what I mean?
question.
Like a lot of beat makers is not pushing you to like, yo, they're not asking you questions because, you know,
But let me say that because I think that me and Roper, we talk a lot, right? And we're like people who we want to see people win. Like we want to push this message that like you can be great if you want.
And we want to be better and better and better ourselves as well.
So, but what I learned is like, it's a tough space to be in because not everybody wants to be great. And it's like, all right, just imagine when you finally clicked in and you was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm changing my situation.
Mm-hmm.
That was a real moment in your
100%.
life. Like
Yep.
where it wasn't nothing really that nobody said.
Yeah.
It was a moment that you had with yourself that was like, you know what? I don't like this.
Yep.
I'm going to do the work to change it. And I'm at a place where I'm like, damn, what I say on here or to someone one-on-one, is that really making a difference? Or do they need to come to me ready in that mode of like, no, I'm going to do the work. You know what I mean? And like, that's kind of like a struggle that I have where I'm like, damn, man, like, why am I trying to push this person to be great when there's like people that are ready and
Word.
they just,
Yep,
you know what I
yep.
mean? And that's like a tough place because it's like these people that you talking about where you like trying to tell them without telling them that they don't want to be great. It's like, dog, this is low-key like a waste of convo.
100%. But I think it's just naturally who we are, right? Because you want people to be great. Again, when I go in the studio, sometimes I think motherfuckers think I'm mean, but I be going in there because I'm about business.
Yeah.
And I know what a song will do and I know how it would change your life.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're not even on that mindset, I am. So it's like, nigga, I ain't got time to be playing.
Yeah.
Especially like, with the same shit about women. Shorty, I'm not even here for that. I'm not even looking at you. I'm here for this song. So, it's kind of hard, bro, to just not naturally give them that game or want to give them.
But that's why I'm saying you gotta tell them, bro. Like I'm telling you, bro, it's something that you gotta try, dog. Like, look, let me give you an example, right?
Tell them what you told me.
What? Oh yeah. So Roper, right? Like, okay, Roper, he won't mind it. Roper went to the school of Neiman.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like I mentored Roper. He was out here from Chicago, and he was like, in the mix, but like, trying to really like get there and not playing like just getting by bullshit, like really get there. And I felt like we had a moment where
I'm talking about.
I know
recently.
I'm getting there recently.
okay.
Well, okay, so recently, like I basically told Roper, hey man, like you want to be a salary person or you want to be an owner? You know what I mean? Like, because I know
felt that
you
same way.
I know you as a person that wants to be an owner, that wants to be great, but I think without me telling him, hey dog, you sound like a worker. You sound like you're hanging on to safety.
Word.
You're hanging on, like you're not jumping out the window. Like, and like I was because I'm putting together his deals and he's putting in his salary, but he also wants to own the company too. And I'm like, yo, that don't go together.
Right,
like you gotta choose one.
Yeah.
And he got so used to like having a salary and he was comfortable. You know what I mean? Where like we talking about, making 30, 40,000 a month. So where it's like, like if you go to the school and even like your overhead, if you making that, is probably like 15. You pocketing 15 a month. You putting shit away. You floating through life. You know what I mean? So he got in that mode, and then it took for me to kind of tell him like, hey, you in worker mode and you ain't switched to owner mode. Cause I'm looking at the momentum of his life like, hey, it's time right now. Like it's time to start the brand, start the, and I think that he admitted, I don't even think he admitted to me like, oh shit. Word. I was thinking like that. I was on safety.
It definitely was an eye opener. So like at the time I'm like, boom, I just got 120,000 from Puma. Boom, I just got like 100,000 from Ethica. Boom, I'm getting like another like 100 from this person. So I'm accumulating like, almost $400,000 worth of salary. Guaranteed monthly checks. And we was talking and he was just like, never mind.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it.
I was like, nah, what the fuck? What was that? I was like, what was that? He said,
no, mind.
Nah, I was just thinking of something, but I don't know. I said, nah. I said, hey, yo, bro, the type of level of friendship we have, you say whatever you want to say, and I'm never gonna stop you from saying it.
Word.
He said, seemed like you got comfortable with being a worker. I was like, what you mean? He was like, you like them salaries. Like you would rather get those salaries and work under other people rather than own your own business and make 10,000 a month and then 50,000 a month and then 80,000 a month and then 100,000 a month till you making $1 million a month.
Word.
And after that, I stopped working with Puma. And no. First of all, after that, every fucking thing about every client I had irritated me. Hey, yo, we gonna do this in red and green. I'm like, yo, who the fuck?
Right.
Hey, yo, let me buy this design from you and then I'm gonna say it's mine. And
I'm like, fuck that. All of that shit annoyed me and disturbed me immediately afterward.
Yeah.
I stopped, and I don't really want to, I'm going to just say it. I don't want to put the name. I'm going to say the names, but I started working with Moneybagg Yo. I started working with A$AP Rocky. I stopped working as a creative director with Ethica. I stopped working with all of those people that was paying me good guaranteed money. And now I just got this partnership where I own a high percentage of the company, and they literally gave me $1.5 million at my disposal.
Word.
This my shit.
To build his thing.
100%. Yeah, and that's fire.
And had I not received that message from him, I would have still been chasing salaries, working on. I would have felt like I'm ghostwriting. I would have felt like I'm ghostwriting instead of performing and creating my own music.
And maybe what I tell them resonates when they go home, on they ride home. You know, maybe it sparks something in their minds to like, you know, like it sparked, you know, y'all just have the relationship where you could tell them,
right
you know,
there.
like maybe the conversations you have or I have with people, maybe it sparks something in their mind to go, damn, Depp right or Neiman right. And then they may not figure it out right then and there, but it sparks something in them to like, you know, for future references to like, all right, cool. And whether they do the work, it's up to them. So, you know.
Yeah, because I was like...
that's fire. And
they gonna respect it, bro, in the long term.
You started, again, irritated because now you're looking at growth because now you're uncomfortable. And I always tell people, yo, that uncomfortable space is where the success is at.
I chose my character, and the character that I chose wasn't fucking with second place.
I'm telling you, yeah, 100%.
That's a real
Which is why I don't
thing,
have
dog.
a pub deal.
What you was trying to say?
No, he good. He good.
Oh,
He
okay,
good. He
okay.
good.
I think
know-
that's kind
I
of
know
interesting
that's
because it's I wouldn't say it's parallel, but I would say it's another direction to like one of the same places that I, you know what I mean, been. But you know, you got like the mountain road, you got the valley road, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you still going to the same place, you know what I'm saying? So one person, I was saying, one person dig a tunnel and another person take a mountain, and the person in the tunnel might end up further than you coming off a mountain. Person might have got stuck in the tunnel. You might be like, damn, they got stuck. But they, you know, it might be the thing is the goal line. So where some person might say, damn, I seen you got all of them deals. You got the record deal before me. You got whatever deal, you know what I'm saying? This kind of deal. And he like, damn, the person also might have got stuck in them deals and really might have been trying to do whatever they were trying to do, you know, beforehand. You also might have needed the deals to get to where you were going. You understand what I'm saying? You also the deals might have deterred you. You never kind of really know. But I think that sometimes you kind of look at other people like, damn, well, I see what they're doing, you know what I'm saying? Or I see what the other person is doing. But you really got to be like, what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I want to do? And does this fall in line to where I want to do? My homegirl, Body by Raven. Raven, for a while, like right after I stopped managing her, was literally help. I knew she had Body by Raven when we stopped, because we're still friends. I just stopped managing her. You know what I'm saying? Mainly because I had other things to do. The same way that you were, I was becoming like that around everybody. Like once I had stopped really was into you remember that? I was like,
I remember that time.
they all irritated me, bro.
Yeah.
And they think I'm supposed to be on a flight to land there. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit, right?
He was just feeling like he was pouring so much time into the models and wasn't really like getting the appreciation and the monetary from it. You know what I mean? It was just like, I might as well just soak into my own thing.
Right.
You know what I
And it's
mean?
kind of like, yeah, I know that I was doing this to spring off my own thing, but sometimes like, damn, I'm just going to my own thing, and then that's going to hit the spring. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's kind of interesting that like in my lifetime, first, before I was doing the models, anything, I was doing music before anything. So imagine singing, rapping, producing, all of that shit, doing shows, and all of the niggas that I was on tours with, I'm like, how'd this nigga get a record deal? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you see another dude, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But then you look up 5 years from there and it's like, well, first off, 80% of them don't even have a deal. You know what I mean? 5 years from that point. You know, so it's kind of like, damn, is what I was doing wrong and that's why I didn't get it? Or was it so right, that's why I didn't get it? You understand what I'm saying? Because some people get those deals because they're so desperate that they're at that table. And then some people don't get that deal because, like right now, you might be like, oh, a Puma deal come down the line. And they'd be like, well, Roper, you don't design for Puma. Bitch, I could design for Puma all I fucking want. You know what I'm saying? But I got some other shit that I'm working on. So I think that is kind of interesting, like where your mind kind of goes depending on where you're at. And I don't think either one of them are wrong. I just think that they're like different. Like a person might be like, damn, bro, I designed for Calvin Klein for 10 years. That's how I know how to do this. Another person might be like, I have my own business, but you might not know this. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's like, where are you trying to get to? You could take the tunnel, you could take the mountain, but you might still need to end up in the valley. Either way to get some fucking fruits.
And you gotta, be grateful to have somebody that could show you the difference.
Yeah,
Right.
look, bro. I say that all the time, right? I've never tried crack, and it's because you can look at clear examples.
Yeah.
Right.
That it shows you don't want to do it. I don't got a baby mama. I don't have baby mama drama, and I didn't have to have a baby to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've never totaled or flipped a car.
Right.
I didn't have to drink and you know what I mean? Like, you can learn from other people's mistakes. I don't know why people, it's some people and they say it and I'm like, yo, like, it's such a fucking idiotic thing to say. And they're like, oh, I just gotta learn from experience. I'm like, yo, these examples ain't good enough.
Right
but
there.
that's on them, right?
See, but this is what I'm saying though. See, you got the opportunity now and you got the income now and everything. But is there an experience that comes from being able to have certain mistakes before you had the money and the opportunity? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you put out a design and that design didn't sell at all, but they spent their money on that. You just made the design. Rather than you put out the design and you put your money behind the design only to realize no one buys those designs. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of like you get some of the sauce off before you're big. Sometimes that might be good too.
That so
Because you design much better now than I'm sure that you did last year, 5 years ago.
Yeah, I keep being influenced, constantly being influenced, and constantly learning and adding in different mediums of art while creating. So I don't think that I got better. I think that it has changed and evolved. But back then, the confidence was there, and so when y'all was talking about
I'm
if
saying,
people
and I don't want
like
to cut
it or
you off.
not,
Is there a possibility is there a time that the opportunity might come before you're ready? That's what I'm saying.
what opportunity?
Like, could Neiman have had that conversation with you? And yes, you would have been the Roper right now. But if he had this conversation with you 5 years prior, he could have still got you the money, situation, everything, but you just wouldn't have known what to do with it or would have did the wrong. Like, are you looking back at the old Roper? If you got it 5 years ago, would it have been better, worse, the same? You understand what I'm saying?
I had it 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I was doing good 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I have all of these years, I said no to other people's money.
Mm-hmm.
It was something about me that just wouldn't take it. Neiman offered me hundreds of $1,000s many times.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wasn't prepared to. I had never did nothing with other people's money before. I know what I've done with mine.
That's what I'm saying. Were you prepared in hindsight? Or like, is there a way that you could say like, I'm prepared now? Or is it just something that you got to do?
No, I am prepared now. And it came from all personal situations. Mm-hmm. So it came from money management. I learned money management. I fucked up bread before. Mm-hmm. Remember I told you I was very successful. Mm-hmm. I fucked up bread before, mixing my personal feelings and energy with my business. Like, dog, you can't fucking do that. Number one, don't do that. If you having a bad day, that has nothing to do with your customers. That has nothing to do with your clients. That has nothing to do with you going into the office.
And see, that's all like what I'm saying right there. Like somebody that you would have got irritated with, cursed out, even that kind of thing. Maybe you didn't, maybe you did, but maybe they felt that. But they're a $1,000 client, $10,000 client, doesn't matter, whatever it is. I think that there's a certain like training that comes in the journey. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So to whereas like, damn, I'm so glad I didn't do that with the person that would have stopped me from coming to France because I fucked up they dress that bad. You know what I'm saying? And they just connected, you know what I'm saying, to whereas they hate me in that kind of way. And I think that it's kind of interesting that where it's like, it's kind of like going to Vegas and like gambling like with a lot of money.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Yeah, and I'm not the gambler, but it's like, I feel like there's like a particular type of like, damn, I'm glad that I learned the game before I put 10,000 on the thing.
And yes, I have learned the game, right? I have learned the game, right? And the game of gambling is take profits and remove it out of the game.
Okay.
As you go. Just for anybody that's listening, the way you gamble is you win, you remove off the board, never go back.
Never to be seen again.
Keep playing, keep playing, keep playing. You win, remove off the board. If you lose, you have a cap on what you lose, and that's it. So if we go back into the real world in business, you have your limitations. I chose peace over anything. If a motherfucker, if I don't like them, I don't care. I don't care if I'm charging.
No amount of money.
No amount of money.
Someone's
I just
irritating you.
told
They're
you-
going to do this
Listen,
jacket. They
I
want
just-
this jacket. They're willing to pay. They loved it on you. I'm going to pay you 100 bands, but Roper, I want to be there when you make it.
Good luck. I'm not making that. If I don't want to do it,
200,000.
I cannot be bought. I cannot be
No
bought.
amount of money. Neiman,
No.
you're his business partner. Talk some sense into him. I'm coming to you. Hey, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Now look,
Neiman,
now
Neiman,
look.
I don't want to talk to you anymore,
That
bro.
works for me.
I don't want to talk to you. Neiman, I paid the 200. Get him to do it. Will you
That-
do it now?
What have
it
you done?
depend on where
or
he's-
have you been disrespectful?
No, I haven't been disrespectful. I just want to talk to you because you won't do it.
I don't
But
wanna talk
Neiman,
to
I'm
you
gonna
either.
pay it to Neiman.
Cool.
Well,
Neiman.
Can Neiman get you to do it?
Did the wire hit?
I don't know. It's because I'm
If the wire-
gonna ask you like, yo, you want to do it?
If the
Well, that's what
wire,
I'm saying.
if the
Like-
wire hits and I do not have to communicate with this person, yes.
Okay, so you got to be in your own
I did
zone.
it with
you're saying.
did it with Antonio Brown before.
Okay.
He's a fucking nutcase.
Oh my God.
I did it with Antonio Brown before. He's a
Neiman's
nutcase.
face is like it's
He's-
getting wild.
I be knowing all the stories.
He
so I
said-
know what I'm talking
Okay.
He said disrespectful things.
Yeah.
He's talked crazy.
Right.
He's tried not to pay me. All types of shit like that. People blowing on my phone. Boom. Like, I'm going to tell you how it went. I was making fits for like $3K for him, right? He said some shit after the Rolling Loud. I was like, what? I'm out. Everybody else forgave him after him going, but he's really mentally ill.
Right.
You haven't been diagnosed. I'm taking it as a personality trait. Fuck out of here. Straight up. You
got
haven't
a
been
paper
diagnosed.
is cool, no
I
paper.
can't read that you're mentally ill with any specific thing. You're a nutcase. So I'm counting up as that. I'm taking this personal. So boom. All right, cool. I'm out of here. They want more clothes. Ring, 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 ring. Bro, it's done. Stop calling me.
Curtains.
This person, somebody else, call me. Ring, 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 ring. Da, 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 da. I'm like, yo, give me 5,600. Da, da, da. What the fuck he say? Fuck out of here. Da, da, da. That's AB. Wildin'. Bet. Next time they call me, hey, yo, it's 10 bands to look. Don't fucking call me unless the wire hit. Bing! 20K, 2 looks. Yo, what y'all need?
That's kind of funny. That same thing happened to me. I had a party. A sponsor
Straight
was
up.
giving me the shit. So many call meetings. And then I said, you know what? I'm not taking any more call meetings. I said, hey, this is literally, it was only 17,000 that they were sponsoring into the party. I said, this too many calls for 17,000. I said, if y'all not gonna send it, then don't send it. Whatever. I'm gonna continue the party. Hey, are you getting it? Are you getting it right now? You know what I'm saying? So I do feel you on that. But my thing is, like you said, there's a balance between peace and maybe even connections. Antonio Brown's a very connected person. You know?
I don't give a fuck.
Well, I'm not saying.
Remember
to
I told
get
you
there.
earlier?
I'm
Remember I
not
told
saying
you
to get
earlier
your
that I've been
connection.
saying that a lot?
I'm saying, do you care to be?
bro.
I
Do you
don't
care
give
to
a
be
fuck.
blacklisted? Is what I'm saying.
Bro, he
Because-
can't. No one can.
No. I'm not saying that,
That
he
ain't a
could,
such thing.
I'm not saying that he could blacklist you. Blacklisting is definitely a such thing because there's a lot of people that are connected and have friends. So like right now, I'm sure you could blacklist some people that you could say, wait, hold on, money, hey bro, if money can talk to you with this person over me, this person said, fuck my mama, bro. If you do a song with them, like right now.
It can happen.
Yeah, no, some people could just say, hey, bro, not even, I don't even have to talk to you. You just know if you work with them, they kind of on the opposite side of me.
No,
and
I
it's
get,
kind of,
I get your example.
Yeah.
I
And
get
so
your
I'm saying,
example,
like-
but I just think that is like there's like a fine line between like there's people that you won't work with.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
Would
Like,
you
no
want
matter what
somebody to
the-
say that they wouldn't work with you though? You feel what I'm saying? Like for instance, like let's say that you was having this same story and you were saying Beyonce, but would you want Beyonce to be like, yeah, let me tell you guys, I had this one designer, horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's an immediate blacklist. So I feel like some people, it's like, damn, I thought this was be good getting this client. But now I'm already in the fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I had a party, right? They put up almost 40 bands, right, for a party. And I'm thinking that we're gonna talk like, oh yeah, I put up 40 bands, you put up 40 bands. It was like, yo, here's my assistant. I was talking to their assistant for the next month. I was like, their assistant was giving me red tape on every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit, nigga, this shit costing way more than 40 bands now because the shit that was gonna be 500's now 800. You know what I'm saying? You know how that kind of shit goes. So I just kind of feel like there's like a thing that when the stakes get higher, that you could, you know, get involved with somebody and it start going left, and now it's going left with a big organization now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. So what
Respect is everything.
yeah. So what I
everything.
what I have stamped myself with is that I always do good business, right?
Okay.
I don't care if I got in an argument with them, if it's like, fuck you, I'm gonna finish the job. I'm gonna keep my word with everything I put my word on. So I'm gonna finish the job. One thing someone is never gonna be able to say is he didn't complete the job or it was terrible. I don't do terrible things and I don't leave things incomplete.
Like I said that I don't do terrible things.
I don't.
I
don't.
Like I always said.
Listen, life is a game, right? We've all played games, right? We all either play 2K or Sims or Fortnite or Call of Duty. First thing you do is you create your player. You pick how tall they are, how their hair looks, what they wears, you know what I mean? Like their skins on their guns or whatever, right? You know, how fast they overall percentage of running and jumping and shooting, right? You create this player and then you go out in life and you achieve, or you go out in the game and you achieve task by task, by level, by level, by level, until you become a winner. And when I chose my character, which I continue to restart the game and recreate this character, my character is someone that's irreplaceable, that's intelligent, that's confident, that's charismatic, that's wealthy, that's healthy, that's genius, that's funny. Like I chose all of these things and I'd never break character.
That's kind of interesting. So when you say that you never break character, there is another person. So you're kind of like on a schizophrenic kind of, not saying in that kind of way, but like a bipolar, two different people that you're cognate, that you're playing some type of role in one character that is not whoever you normally are, or have you just abandoned the first character?
You
into
abandoned the
second
first
I just
character.
think you just understand you got
You evolve the
transform,
skin.
yeah.
The butterfly goes in a cocoon, comes back out.
Well, that's what I'm asking. So like,
You know
right
what I'm
now,
saying?
No, I get
No,
it.
no, I'm not saying
I get it. I mean, I
okay.
get it. I'm
Look,
letting
a
y'all
lot of
rock.
things I'm saying might be for me. Some things I say are just like in clarification of what I mean. We're all on the podcast, you know what I'm saying. So what I'm trying to say right now is, are you saying that you've decided who you want to be, and then assume that character, or have you assimilated to that character, and maybe when you're somewhere by yourself, you just take that shit all off? Or do you not ever take it off, even in the shower, sleeping at home? When I get sick, it doesn't matter. This is who I am now.
I evolve to that person, and the only time I change is when I evolve to another person. And it's not like
Because I'm saying that's not like so for like everybody. Somebody might be like a real, like, yeah, bro, I rap about drugs, but I don't really do drugs, bro.
I'm not like
you know
that.
what I'm saying? Like,
I'm the same person
I'm
all
Hulk
day,
Hogan on stage. I'm not
every
really
day.
Hulk Hogan.
No, it's not like a uniform, costume, temporary thing. Like this is real mental programming and wiring.
So what was the person you were that you changed from?
The person I changed from could be a lack of weakness, a lack of fear, a lack of confidence. You know what I mean? Like those are things that I revolve from. A lot of people say, oh, you gotta like love your flaws. Fuck that. I address my flaws and remove the fucking flaws.
So you're flawless.
Absolutely. And I'm perfect.
I feel like you got.
Let me tell you something. Nah.
Yeah, you
You
gotta have
don't.
some
You
flaws.
don't. You don't. And like, I don't dislike you.
Yeah.
I dislike that comment because you don't gotta have flaws. And people who say, oh, like it's okay to have flaws, make it okay to have flaws. I don't think that,
Well,
I'm not saying
I
it's
could
not
address-
okay to
I could
have
address
flaws.
where I'm coming from
I
on
think
the
that
okay
you
to
can
have
remove
flaws.
all your flaws.
To me, okay, I much liken it to playing piano because that's literally like one of my favorite things to do as a pastime. But if I play a riff, just a simple riff, it might sound fucking perfect. And then 1 second later, it doesn't sound perfect because I know I could play that a little softer, a little slower, a little bit more crescendo. And every time it's something kind of new about it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like where I'm like, damn, perfect, done. I will play it like that every time. And I feel like things like that are like kind of progressive, whereas there has to be some level of the cup isn't full. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still filling up this cup. I like almost like not having a ceiling. I feel like to say that you're going to be perfect gives you a ceiling, or I don't want to have a ceiling. I want to always have something that still can be corrected. And after that's corrected, that lend to something else to be corrected.
So I'm gonna just define what I think perfect is, right?
Okay.
To me, perfect is getting it right. Would everybody agree?
Yeah, I mean,
Wanting to get it right. Yep.
yeah.
Okay. So not wanting to get it right. Being perfect is getting it right, right? So when I say I'm perfect, I might not get it.
I think
might
perfect
not.
is
Hold on, wait,
getting it
wait.
right. Like
No.
breaking the right.
So
That's what I
look,
think is perfect.
Look,
If there was a perfect, like damn, that shit is perfect.
if we
How
look
can
in the
go beyond
dictionary, it'll be very close to saying something or someone that gets it right, right?
Yeah.
And if that's the definition, I consider myself perfect because I don't leave anything wrong.
Can't it be so right it's wrong? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like it's.
But I'm speaking about it in a
it's so
moral
right
way.
that it's wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like I'm so okay. I say this actually to some people that's musicians all the time. You know how somebody come in
I get
and
what
maybe
you're
can play the
saying.
piano really good.
And imperfections,
but they can't do the
imperfections
they can't do the
can add
not
beauty.
play good almost.
Yeah.
Which is almost better right now.
Imperfections can be beautiful.
That's what I'm saying.
And I totally agree with you from an artistic standpoint. But me, I'm saying like, okay, for me, it'll be like not perfect if I left the situation undone.
Undone. I
and
get it.
incomplete.
Yeah,
That's
It's
what I'm
just-
referring to.
It's
Yeah, I
just
get
really
it.
the context of what you know you're talking about. It's just the context. So from his context, yeah, he can't be, you know, he has to be flawless or he is flawless. From your context, is just from an artistic perspective of my mistake may be beautiful or I didn't mean to do that. I mean, shit, I do that. Like I
Yeah.
made a mistake and they're like, oh shit, that shit sounds fire.
That's what I'm almost hoping for that.
But yeah,
like.
but it's just two different contexts though. That's all.
Yeah,
different-
that's what I'm
two
saying. It's
different
like I
perspectives.
feel like perfect to me is finite. It's like I don't want to be finished with what I'm doing. I want to finish things. Like I could say I'm finished with that jacket, but I don't want to be finished creating jackets. You understand what I'm saying? So to me, they say like, well, what's your perfect jacket? I don't got one because each one made me want to make a different one or change something about it. But that jacket was perfect.
But you're talking from an artistic perspective.
Right.
But
don't
still,
think-
even in an artistic perspective, these jackets that I'm assembling,
Yeah.
are fucking perfect,
I could
amazing,
imagine.
gorgeous.
I got nothing. Hey, is he not
Gorgeous.
talking like I was talking about? Wait, listen. When I was talking,
I wish I had one in my car. Y'all would be like, yo, like,
listen. First off,
This
I
is
know what
fucking
you do is dope as
crazy.
fuck. But it's the persona of, even if another person came in and said it was whack as fuck, I wouldn't imagine that your take on it would change even a smidget of percent.
It might.
You think it would?
It would have to be it has to be well articulated.
Okay, so let me articulate something about that jacket.
It has to be well
No,
articulated.
and I just want to start off by saying that I love your outfit. But let me
Appreciate
articulate something about your jacket, and then you just, hey, bro, I hate that, man. I'll be swimming all the time. That shit is not gonna be good in the water. Hate it. Why you use that material?
I get that you are attempting to be very wavy, but this don't belong in the ocean.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just saying that. I'm just telling you why I don't like it. I'm not saying it belongs in the ocean. I'm telling you why I don't like it. That's all I'm saying.
You know what? Let's try
I'm saying that I love the jacket, and I would have loved to wear it in the ocean. So can you change it?
I'm open to doing it in neoprene so that you can surf in it.
Okay, so I'm saying that would be perfect to me. This is almost perfect.
I
It's
do
like
that.
the perfect design. I love the thing like this, but it's just the material, bro. It's just not as versatile as I need. I need to be able to fight a bear with my shit.
I think
Yeah.
he's saying whatever the execution is, it's gonna be perfect.
So like if you came to me,
Yeah, like
wanting
but
that,
yeah, he's gonna.
you would be
execute
able to
it. Yeah.
swim in this bitch.
Yeah, he's gonna execute it.
Jump
to
straight
what
off
you
the
want,
boat.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is,
So if that's
doesn't
what he
that
wanna
make
wear-
that one not perfect to
But you
me, though?
know what though? Like, in your definition, to correct me if I'm wrong, there's no such thing as perfect.
No, I don't think there's a such thing as perfect. No.
Yeah, see, there is a such thing as perfect.
What is perfect then?
I
Perfect
just
is
said
perfect.
perfect is
Perfect's
all-
perfect.
It's always getting it right.
All right, like in
Perfect.
basketball, if the shot goes in, oh, that was perfect.
Yeah, 10 for 10 is perfect.
Wait.
10 for 10 is perfect.
Floyd's record, and Floyd was here.
wait.
My record is perfect.
But 10 for 10 to a basketball player is not perfect just because the shot went in. They're going to talk about the swish, how much they could have got distance from the person, how much elevation they could have got, how much arc they could have got on that shot. Just because it went in doesn't make
No,
it
Sirski.
doesn't make it a
No
perfect
way.
shot.
Floyd's,
No way.
Never.
Floyd's record.
Never.
Floyd
Never.
Mayweather's
So you think
record
when a
is
person
perfect.
dunks, you think when a person dunks, every dunk is perfect because it was executed. Then every dunk would be a 50. Why is every dunk that was executed perfect, not a 50 at the slam dunk competition?
I think,
because they're
again-
not all fucking perfect. For you to get a perfect now, it becomes relative to something else. And once you become perfect, means that to me, it means that you're blind.
And
that's what it means to me.
That's
It
the
means
word.
that
Relative is a word. So whatever is relative to the individual determines whether or not it's perfect or not. Shit, if I'm a ball player, all 10 of them bitches going, I'm perfect. Now, if I'm
sure.
super anal,
For sure.
if I'm super anal about, and I'm like, yo, this shit like it's spinning on the rim, and then you go,
right.
And
And
something
niggas say,
different.
bro, that was a toilet boy. Barely
it's
it almost
Relatively
went out.
speaking, if my success or how I look at perfect is all them shits going in, you heard? I'm perfect. I
Okay,
had a
so there's
perfect game.
there's a definition. There's like a subjective definition of perfect, and you could maybe classify that
That's
to
all I've
saying
been
the
saying
10 to
this
10
entire
is
time.
perfect.
That's why I said it
Yeah.
depends on the context.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you bowl a 300 in bowling,
Yeah.
what do they call that?
Perfect.
I'm sure they would call it perfect, but not
So
the
there's no such
person,
thing as
but
perfect.
not the next person who rolled the 300 next to you. They like, bro, I did this shit with my eyes closed. How he perfect?
But they both the same score. There's
score,
no
yeah,
higher
yeah,
score
yeah.
than 300.
I
It's like-
understand the scores. That's what I'm trying to say. That there's a systematic thing. That's what I think. That perfect is more systematic. And in the artistic world, there's not a perfect because it's forever growing. And I think systematically, like just saying 10 for 10, yes, systematically I could be perfect 10 for 10. But artistically, how did I release that shot? Was it smooth? Did I overthrow it? Was that a lucky shot? Did I know it was going in? Did I call it in the air? Did I, you know what I'm saying? There's
I
an
think it
artistic
differs.
way
I
you
think
do
it differs
you just-
because
Yeah, you-
you're.
yeah, you
I
going
think no wait.
super-
wait.
I'm telling y'all what I think is perfect. The moment I
differs
finish
because
something, I
win
think
is a
about
win.
doing
You're-
something new. So that one couldn't have been perfect because my next one is going to be better. So how is that one being perfect? I think we're changing perfect and finished, or perfect and complete. But I don't think complete means perfect. To me, I think complete, finished, done is not the same as done perfect or done even perfectly. I think that if it was perfect, there's no need for it to continue. It's finite. That's what, if it's perfect, why are we doing anything else?
Because we're doing the same thing over and over again.
Another
and
perfect
nothing changes. If you set out to make that same jacket the same way, the same buttons, the same.
But if he
stitches,
changes the color, then one of them can't be. How they both perfect and they different colors?
Nah,
It was well executed though.
Yeah, I think.
I'm gonna say okay. I don't know about, you know what I'm saying? To me,
You know what I'm noticing?
Yeah.
There can't be multiples with you. It could just be
No,
one
there is a multiple.
all.
No, there is a multiple. That's what I
Because
was
when we
saying
was talking about the
perfect.
great, you was just like, nah, like it'd only be one of the greatest. And it's like,
No,
oh, it
see,
could be
even when I was
multiple.
talking about the great, I was saying, where do you consider the threshold of that? You understand? Because it's like, damn, everybody's routined at a certain level.
And I
By
think
the
that
time that you get to the NBA, everybody's routine.
You gotta have super OCD to like think about the things that like you think about.
well,
like,
so look, let me tell
nah,
you, let me
seriously,
tell
like,
you.
yo, nah, that shot went in, but damn, it hit the backboard first.
You don't think people think that way?
No, they do. No, they do. They do. But I think that when you're playing at the highest of levels, the ball just going in the hoop, at a certain point, it don't matter how that motherfucker go in. As long as that motherfucker goes in, that's big time.
I definitely agree with that.
And
That's a point
it's
on the
so
board
hard
and a
to
score
go
in your
10 for
books.
10.
Word.
I don't give a fuck who it is. It could be Kobe. If he
right.
goes 10 for 10 in a game,
Yeah.
he's going to say, that was perfect.
That was a perfect game, right?
There's a such thing as perfect. And like a lot of times, like, it's tough, man. You know, great is just great. And winning is just winning. And it's really not for everybody.
I could
You know
say
what I mean?
winning is winning. I could say that. You know what I'm saying? That's a finite thing. You won, you lost. You know
Yeah.
what
What
I'm
if
saying?
you always won, you never lost? Perfect.
See, wait. Okay. This is kind of interesting because there was another topic I kind of had where I don't want to get into religion, but religiously, like if somebody was perfect, then they never experienced redemption, right? The repentance. Then why did you repent? You never sinned. You understand what I'm saying? So if you never lost a game, how do you know how to like come back from a loss? So it's like kind of perfect, but then kind of not. I mean, how do you consider that perfect? That's what I'm saying.
No, so finally, I agree with you. Yo,
That's hilarious.
because I've been crashing, but
That's cool.
finally I agree with you, right? Because the losses, you learn from them. You
Right.
do become more skilled. And, you know, some people don't have their losses in front of everybody. They have their losses in private. You know, and a lot of I practice all the time. So I rarely fuck up in public. You know what I mean? So I learn a lot. I'm either learning from other people's mistakes or I'm learning from my own mistakes. But I rarely ever make those mistakes on the clock. And you know what? I do make those mistakes on the clock now that I'm thinking about it. Like, it's been times where I fucking miss
So
cutoff
you're starting
times.
to agree with me a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay. All
we
right,
are.
I'm listening. All right.
So here we are. It's been times where I've missed cutoff times. And you want to know something, though? I don't like to make excuses, but I've had people who's working for me and thinks it's like okay to like, oh, I'm gonna just stop at this light. I'm gonna just get gas. And, like, no, you absolutely cannot fucking miss this cutoff time.
Yeah, right.
Run the lights, fuck the gas. I will bring you gas in my car, like whatever the fuck, like, and like I'll be having to train people to do that because when I give my word, like it don't fall through. And it's been times where, you know, because of other elements or my store want to eat lunch, I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I gotta get this to them. They going on stage at da.
I told somebody something. Well, I want to
but
let you
yeah.
finish your thought or continue your thought.
Practice helps you avoid those situations by constantly practicing, like the summer league or playing in the D League or practicing at home or playing with other colleagues or watching other games and things of that sort helps you avoid those. But yeah, you can lose in private and then win in public.
I think some things you could watch film on. You don't need to necessarily go through it. You could watch the film and avoid that. But I think that, like, I had certain situations, I don't want to go into, the details of everyone specifically, but the main thing was I was telling everybody in the room that I had lost. It doesn't matter. I could say I lost a fight. So I know what it takes to swallow your pride and not go back and shoot the person, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you've never lost a fight. Please don't do that. You'll be in jail. You need to learn. But this is what I was telling somebody. I said, it's interesting. Kids that fight growing up, generally when they get older, they think that they're going to be bad kids. Those kids don't want to fight.
For sure.
They know what fighting is, bro. I didn't fight so much fucking time. You know what I'm saying? But people that never fought before, they might, I want to whoop that motherfucker ass right now. You know what I'm saying? It's
Don't know the
you don't really know
consequences that come with it.
You don't know the consequences of it. So that's the thing that I was saying. Is certain times that it's like, I feel like you might need to lose. I honestly feel like LeBron has done this and Kobe. Like, you think that we going one game? We're going 7 games. We let y'all win that game to see how y'all win. So we didn't really lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were studying y'all.
Yeah.
And it took us to possibly lose the game.
Boxers do that too.
Yeah, you thought I lost that first round?
They go rounds.
I was testing
getting
you.
hit, finding your patterns, seeing where you're going to flinch, seeing where you're going to try to take advantage. They study them.
And so what I was saying is, when you're that great, I feel like, to give the analogy back to the little kids, it's like, damn, you're great enough to be led. Like, I already know where I'm going down this path. So one side of me says, man, I know where the fuck I'm going. Y'all been here before? Then follow me. And one side says, because I just now went with my nieces and nephews on the trail, I knew the trail. So I'm letting y'all walk ahead because I know this trail. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, why you walking over there? I know where to walk, so I know where you can veer from. But the time that I walked it, I couldn't walk over there. I'm walking the trail. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that when you get to a certain level, there is a point of view that has to, like, when you get to be the level of him producing, having number ones and all that kind of shit, somebody might come in the studio like, you're like, it's kind of new. And I wouldn't have told you to do it, but I'm dope enough that me putting it out, if you just put that out, they gonna clown you. But I'm so dope that I can give you the cosign on something being new and fresh again. You dig what I'm saying? Like, but again, it almost takes it to lose. I had the same discussion with my brother because he was saying, what I don't like about LeBron is he passes so much. I said, but what if LeBron was like, I'm so dope, I knew to pass it to him. Yeah. I could shoot that shot but I also could pass it. It's a dilemma of two. But I just, it's interesting because I think that everyone here is really dope. But I have seen at least the two of y'all in situations where your dopeness you've had to tone it down. I don't care if you maybe realized it or not, but damn, if I walk in this motherfucker giving them all the designs that I really give them, everybody here gonna hate me because they gonna know I design better than everybody here. You know what I'm saying? So I might have to come in with my kind of fly shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the same, you know what I'm saying? Which I think that you might be real dope. It might be like, okay, that's why we might be talking to somebody who don't know and we're trying to get them to know. Because we're so dope, we're working with a motherfucker that don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if we were that dope, we would only work with people that are all great. But now you get to be so great that the wheel spins back again, that the only ones for you to be around is motherfuckers that ain't as great as you. And so now I have to teach y'all, you know what I'm saying, in some kind of way, and you have to fall in love with that process again. That's what I was saying about the mountain and the tunnel. We both kind of end up at the same place. We just took different paths to get there. But it's, both of them might be great. You might be a great climber, I'm a great digger, but we both got to the same place. You know what I'm saying? Type of shit.
Yeah, this is what I love about podcasts is that, like, we can continue.
I told you, we need to always have that shit say to be continued.
I mean, I want to have y'all back and we can dive into more things.
Definitely.
For sure.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
It was really dope.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I be having fun every time.